Uyosa, I see you. Good evening, everyone. I hope we are good. I hope we're keeping well. Happy Thursday, Joel. I see you. Thanks for joining. I hope our week has been good. Isaac, you are welcome. Just looking for my song today. Yes, it's the day the Lord has made. Indeed, we ought to rejoice and be glad in it. I hope we are good. I hope work hasn't been too tedious. But I always say it's a Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. So yay. Thank God. Thank God. It's indeed a wonderful day. I hope we are good. Thank you so much for joining. Please, guys, as you join, help me share this live. Let's share this live to our friends, to our family, especially those who are married. Let them know something is happening here today. All these marriage talks, I hope we always go back to reflect on them. Joel, I hope you're good. Thank you for liking the live. TikTok advises that if you come onto a live, help them tap. Take the likes up. It kind of notifies other users of the app, and they can come and join us here as well. So it's always good to help share, or you can actually repost, share with your friends. Fastest way, click down on your screen, and you'll see that all these names will pop up, and then you can easily just send to all of your friends. Let them be part of our talk today. It's a crucial one. You know, we're always complaining, oh, divorce rate is on the high and all of that. But then we have to do something about it. I mean, if this is the least that we can do, why not? Let's do something about it. Talk about things, not shy away from it, such that, you know, yeah, we can, you know, be positive in our ways of thinking about stuff, looking for strategies to coping, and we have to be all hands-on, you know, practical ways of, for example, oh, let me just put today's topic. There's so many issues couples, you know, tend to shy away from talking about, and it's affecting their marriages. And there's certain things we don't know better. It's just because maybe our upbringings, backgrounds, what we're used to, and what we're used to sometimes not always the right thing, you know, and we have to be mindful. Otherwise, you just find out that bringing hope and make you feel alright. So invite them. Let's talk about this today. Thank you, Faith. Thank you so much. Let this light that's within me shine to the whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, inside. User 854, I see you. Thank you, Faith. I really appreciate you tapping. Duke of Yadi Town. Good evening. I hope we are good. So, let me try this and see. That's the one. Relationship Clinic, good evening. I hope we are keeping well. Angel, welcome. Happy Thursday. Let's keep tapping as we come in. Gloria La Rosa or Risa, I see you. Thank you, thank you. Happy Thursday. And if you're just joining in this month of March, happy new month to you. I hope we are good. I hope we are good. I hope March is treating us well. So guys, I'm going to be going into my talk shortly. It's just to bring a bit of perspective to our topic today. I don't know what's wrong with this screen today, but yeah. Hopefully it's good. Yes, we're going to be breaking it down some more on healthy arguments. This is one thing that kind of escalates and brings about separation. It brings about all sorts in the marriage. I'm going to try and break it down as much as possible. And then we come in the box to expand this some more. We cannot keep ignoring this because every marriage, no matter how young or how old the marriage is, will go through this season. And if they don't know how to handle things well, and or they're not conscious that it's even existing in their marriage relationship, this can bring about some, not so good moments. So let's talk about these things. Let's not, shy away from it. We're talking about unhealthy arguments in marriage today. Unhealthy arguments, meaning there are healthy arguments, because if it's healthy, it's just like you rubbing minds together. You agree to disagree to agree, so to say. So healthy arguments, yeah, it's good. But the unhealthy ones, these are the ones that bring issues. This one that may lead to separation, divorce, if care is not taken. Let us sit and talk about it. We're not shying away from such talks anymore. HR Ali or Ali, I see you. Thanks for joining. Please help me share this live to your friends, your loved ones, all your followers. Let them be part of our talk today. So I'm going to go into this talk so as to expand some more. Like I said, official lady, I see you. Let's talk about these things. Dare we talk about these issues? Let us not shy away from them. Let us preserve the sanctity of marriage by addressing issues that tends to be breaking down marriage or making couples separate. User 3256 and all the numbers, I see you. Good evening. Marie Mamba, I see you. Good evening. I hope you are good. Once again, happy Thursday. Welcome to Insight with FunmiRoyal. Today, let's look at it. What are we talking about today? Unhealthy arguments. Marriage is one of the most intimate relationships two people can experience. Beautiful thing God has created. Sweet, I see you. So when two individuals with different personalities, different backgrounds and perspective, when they come together, disagreement are inevitable. So yeah, like I said, there's healthy disagreement or argument, and there's unhealthy one. The healthy one, of course, is healthy, it's good, it brings growth and all of that. But the unhealthy one that tends to spoil things, let us talk more about that. So arguments themselves are not the problem, because they will come. In fact, conflicts can sometimes help couples to understand each other better. And that's just, the fact of it. But the real issue is how couples argue. I'm not saying do not argue, because I say it's not going to happen. Yeah, I'll be lying to you. It's going to come, but how do couples argue? So when arguments becomes unhealthy, they can slowly damage the foundation of that marriage. Everything is just a matter of time. What kind of seed are we sowing? Is it an unhealthy one or a healthy one? We know what that is. If you look at literal meaning, if you want to be healthy, what do you feed your body with? If you want to be healthy, you know what to feed your body with. If you want to be unhealthy, certain things, that this one is unhealthy, but sometimes we indulge, and over time it now creates problems. Exactly what I'm trying to say regarding marriage. Words spoken in anger can leave wounds, to last for years and years. And if we don't handle it adequately, it keeps piling up until we get to a point where, there's an explosion in a negative way. And then that's when they say, let's just separate for a while. It always starts with for a while. for a while. Before you know, 1 month, 2 months, and they're separated. It's not like they're working things out or intentionally working things out. And then before you realize, they've lived 2 years apart. And then the next thing is, we've survived this long separately. Let's just go our ways. And this is not what God really intended for marriage. So let's be mindful. So why arguments happen in marriage? Why do they happen? Like I said, it's not that it won't happen, and it's not that it's bad totally, but when it happens, how couples deal with it is what really matters. Joel, thank you. I say hi back to you there. Thank you so much. Please, let's keep tapping. Let's keep sharing this live to your friends, your loved ones. Again, why does an argument happen in a marriage? In case you don't know, like I always say, I can't cover all aspects, but I'll just mention a few bits just to keep us going. So expectations differ. We want certain things at certain points in our marriage relationships, and sometimes we don't see eye to eye regarding such. My expectation maybe in this season is different to that of my husband, and if we cannot sit down and table our expectations, so to say, it's going to create a bit of problem. It might bring about conflict, and then brings about all these arguments, unhealthy arguments. So this can bring about arguments in our marriage. Communication being misunderstood. When your spouse, it seems everything you're trying to explain, to say to them, they're not understanding you, it might just lead to that argument. And when it happens, we're talking about unhealthy arguments. If care is not taken because you're misunderstood, becomes an unhealthy argument. This person trying to put the words in, that person trying to put the words in, nobody actually listening, and then before you know, it escalates into what you didn't plan for. Again, stress and pressure build up. So let's be mindful. You're under stress. Maybe that's the wrong time to go and start a conversation that is emotional, because there's stress. There's pressure building up already, and then you just go into that conversation, and all you get is argument. It's like they don't not understanding, but everybody's stressed. So we need to be mindful. Shamil, how are you? Emotional sentiments can be cloud sense of logical reasoning. Oh, definitely. Hence, we need to be mindful. I mean, it's just two people. When two people just find themselves constantly in unhealthy arguments, imagine you have to live with 10 people and you have to get along as well. But it's just this one person. Let's be mindful. I mean, the work that you have to put in, if you have to agree with 10 people, it's going to be a lot compared to just one person. But sometimes I know we humans, we tend to be, what's the word now? We tend to be, I don't know the word to even use for us now. Our trouble sometimes is more than that of 10 people. So yeah, but you should know your spouse anyway. So that should be something and work with. Again, arguments can happen in a marriage when past hurt resurfaces. Because sometimes maybe it's your past relationship before you find yourself in this marriage relationship, and you tend to see signs of one or two things from your past relationship that you do not like. And instead of you looking at the person in front of you, this is a totally different person, deal with them accordingly. You bring all those past hurts, past whatever from your past experiences of relationship into the present one, and sometimes it has nothing to do with it, and this can bring argument. Oh, so you're comparing me with this person. What do you mean that person did that? Am I that person? And then it goes on, and then becomes so unhealthy. And words, once words are out, you cannot bring them back, in again. So let's be mindful that we're careful not to bring past hurts from past relationship into our current one, and just be arguing unnecessarily. They're a different person. Whatever it is they've done, address it. Let the past be in the past. And again, when needs feels unmet, it might bring an argument. Like I said, husband and wife, they're meant to do a lot of things together, for each other, with each other. And sometimes when certain things or expectations are not met or needs are not met, it can lead to argument. But I did this for you. When it's your turn to do this, you don't do. Rather, you make excuses. And then you argue, what do you mean? I do this. And it just goes on and on and on. and then the end really is not too good. So two people entering marriage, they bring their experiences, they bring their habits and communication style as well. You see, the best, not all the time. Without intentional effort, misunderstandings almost are inevitable because it will happen. Like I said, you will have them. It's how you deal with them that really matters. Even small issues can escalate when emotions are involved, just like Shamir said. So, conflict itself is not sinful. But I tell you what my Bible says. Bible even recognizes that emotions exist. That's how God has wired it. We have feelings, we have emotions, we have reactions, we react to things and all of that. If you read Ephesians 4:26, it says, be angry. Meaning, he's even telling you to be angry. Because instead of bottling things up and you almost burst, be angry. But it says, and do not sin. Be angry, but do not sin. So do not let the sun go down on your wrath. Meaning, as fast as possible, that argument, it has to be resolved. Especially when it tends to lead into the unhealthy arguments. You have to be mindful because otherwise it affects other aspects of your marriage. So this verse also acknowledges that anger can occur. It does occur because I can tell you that for free. But it warns us not to allow anger become destructive. A13, good evening to you. I hope you're good. Happy Thursday. You're welcome. Please help me share this live to your friends. So let's be mindful that our anger does not become destructive, to our marriage or to each other even. So then, what makes argument unhealthy? Remember, I talked briefly about healthy arguments because we need that as well for our marriages to thrive. It comes and, it helps the marriage, the relationship. However, unhealthy argument is what we're focusing on today. So what makes arguments unhealthy? Have you thought about that? Yeah, let's break it down some more. Unhealthy arguments occur when the focus shifts. It shifts from solving the problem to attacking the person. You found out that a whole bunch of things will come up. Thank you, A13, for the heart to me. Thank you. I say that again. Unhealthy arguments occur when we focus, we're intentional. We'll focus our shift from solving the problem that is causing the argument to attacking the person. Somebody has said something and of course it doesn't go down well with you. So rather than attack your spouse, let's solve the problem. There's something they've said. If it wasn't a problem, it would not have been brought up. It's a problem. No matter how unpalatable it might be, you don't want to hear it, but it's a problem. Because if you don't deal with it, you brush it aside, it's going to come back again, maybe bigger even. So let's look at some common unhealthy patterns that, can bring about unhealthy arguments in a marriage. Harsh words. This one, sometimes some people say, I'm from a particular village, from a particular town, from a particular city. This is how we talk. They're not soft spoken. They are not. And sometimes, they are good people, kind people. But when they talk, when there's an argument, oh my goodness, the words come so harsh. When frustration rises, people sometimes speak harshly because you're already frustrated already. The anger is building up already. Be mindful what you speak at that point in time. Because sometimes spouses have spoken words that are so demeaning, words that does not even edify, and it's even brought about more issues, more problems, more communication, more misunderstanding. So we need to be mindful. Remember, we are allowed to be angry, but we dare not sin whilst we're angry. And this comes to discipline, self-discipline, and all of that. If you read Proverbs 15:1, I will always go to my Bible, like I always say, it's my best place to refer us to. A soft answer turns away wrath, okay? But a harsh word will stir up that anger. There is no two way about it, except this person has lost what causes them to be angry in their system, So when you say something so bad, they're just like that, calm, cool, collected, Maybe there's some, some sort of healthy or health issues there, perhaps. But every couple cannot be like that, we know. So a soft answer turns away wrath. Somebody's coming, talking, shouting, and they're in a state already. And then you're not putting, and so what? Or and then, or, those one sentence or one statement, it would just spark them to the next level of anger. But imagine they're raging, talking, and all that, and you just say something soft, not something that would trigger them to even go, at a tangent with their anger. So a harsh word will stir up anger, but a soft answer turns away wrath. That's what my Bible says. And this thing we have to practice over time. Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. The first time you might shout and talk, harsh words. Second time, yeah. Third time, at some point, you just say, this my Bible says, soft answer, soft answer. So in the midst of the shout, anger, you're thinking in your head for a very soft answer to respond with, such that there will be calm in that space. Tone matters as well. So a harsh response often escalates conflict rather than resolving it. So we need to be mindful of our responses to our spouse when they, say something, especially when it's leading to this argument. Like I said, we can argue. It's good to argue, disagree to agree, and all of that. But when it becomes so unhealthy that, words are spoken, and not just words, hurtful words, harsh words, hateful words, and we need to be mindful. Again, I'm talking about some common unhealthy patterns, that brings about this topic today. Blaming and accusing. Statements such as, you always do this, you never listen, you're the problem. There's certain sentences or statements we start our conversations with or our arguments with, that the moment we say that, the other party, they are ready to defend. They're not ready to listen. And this happens almost automatically even. So you always do this. Oh my goodness. Always? You mean like all the time? Because that's what their head is, or their mind is processing all the time. So I've never been not like this. Oh my goodness. That is not going to be good. These exaggerations create defensiveness and shuts down meaningful conversation, because it's like you're coming with a weapon already and you don't want your spouse to bring their own weapon. They will bring two, even not just one. So we need to be mindful. You always do this. You know what? I've noticed this happens. Let's be mindful, because truly we're just talking from the place of anger. We know that it's not all the time they do this. Maybe often, even sometimes will be seldom, but we just say because in the heat of the moment, always. And this kind of triggers wrongly in the mind of whoever's listening. And then they bring their defensive weapons. They're ready to fight or attack you. They won't even think this is my spouse. No, they're ready to attack you, because if they feel like you're attacking them the way you've started your statement. So let's be mindful. Again, bringing up past mistakes, like I said, sometimes couples drag old issues into that new argument, and this prevents healing. It keeps wounds open. And we need to be mindful, because when those wounds are constantly being reopened and reopened, it will just stay there. It's never going to go away, and it's never going to bring goodness as either. So forgiveness becomes impossible when past failures are constantly used as a weapon. It could even be your spouse, maybe something that's happened in the past between the two of you, and now this is a fresh thing that's happening, and then you bring those old whatever that's happened in the past, just keep bringing them up, and they're wondering, what has that got to do with this? And it's like, you haven't forgiven me. Oh, of course I said I forgive you. But, it just keeps going. These are unhealthy arguments we need to stay away from, or we need to be consciously aware of them such that we can stay away from them. Again, interrupting and not listening. Many arguments escalate because people listen to respond. They don't not listen to understand. I'm not listening to you to understand, because you say, I'll always do. What do you mean always? They're not going to want to understand anything. They want to fight back. So interrupting and not listening can lead to unhealthy arguments. If you read James chapter 1 verse 19, it gives us like a wise guidance. That's if we're going to take it anyways. It said, let every man be swift to hear. I think this came up last week or a couple of weeks ago. Swift to hear, slow to speak, and then slow to wrath. Listening is one of the greatest acts of love in marriage. Do we always listen? Even when I'm talking to you here, don't think because I'm talking. Yeah, this is my own lived experience as well. Sometimes I don't listen because of so many reasons, or because I just do not want to hear. Like I said, the statement you're starting with, honestly, the moment you hear certain statements, it's like your brain just shuts down. You know their mouth is moving, they're talking, but you're not even listening. But listening is one of the greatest acts of love in marriage. I just need to put that out there. Again, silent treatment. Some partners withdraw completely during conflict, during arguments, and silence can become a form of emotional punishment. Or your spouse may just see it that way. And for how long? I mean, this is a marriage that's meant to last both of you for life. So how long do you want to keep doing that? Silence, and appearing to be emotional punishment or whatever it is. It's not healthy. It's very unhealthy, and this is not going to build anything positive in that marriage. Healthy communications requires openness rather than avoidance. Keep avoiding doesn't mean it's going to go away. It's something you still have to discuss, something you still have to talk about with your spouse. So earlier the better. Let's look at the damage unhealthy arguments can cause in a marriage. I'm trying to move as swiftly as possible to give us more than enough time to come and talk about this, expand it some more, bring out some real life issues or strategies, for couples to cope. Everybody will find one at least that can work for them. So unhealthy arguments slowly erode that relationship, and we need to understand this. And I mean, I don't want to be in a marriage where instead of building a relationship, we're breaking that relationship. I mean, so why are we in that marriage to start with? Any relationship really needs work. And are we ready to put in the work? Maybe marriage needs more work because this person, they ain't going nowhere. So unhealthy arguments slowly erodes that relationship, and they can lead to emotional distance. When you argue, emotions, because all of these things is the way we're wired. They are interwoven. You cannot distance your emotion and say, okay, I'm just fighting with you physically and not with my emotion. It doesn't work like that because it's you as a person. Again, loss of trust. These are damages that unhealthy arguments can cause in a relationship. Fear of being vulnerable. Maybe when you're being vulnerable, they argue like, why are you feeling this way? And then you shut down, which leads to that emotional distance and then loss of trust because you can't trust them with your vulnerability and you shut yourself away. That's not the best. I mean, either for the spouse or whoever is trying to be vulnerable. That's why we need to be empathetic, compassionate towards one another. Whether you understand that vulnerability or you don't even know how to help them handle things, just even be compassionate. And that might just help, cut off those unhealthy arguments. Again, resentment. Something's happened. Maybe the spouse is expecting an apology. They do not apologize and they're just living life like life is normal. And resentment start building up. This can damage, the relationship, and it will bring about unhealthy arguments if care is not taken. And that's why we need to talk, because your spouse cannot read your mind. And even if they do, like I always say, sometimes they will get it wrong. And that's where you have to talk rather than allow resentment to build on the inside of you. Again, breakdown in communication can damage your relationship. It can bring about unhealthy arguments, because for the longest time you've been trying to say a particular thing, you've explained, and it's like your spouse just ignoring, and you're talking, and it's like they're not hearing it, and it just feels like there's breakdown in communication. Either they're not understanding you, or they're not what's it called? Yeah, they don't understand, and rather than them trying to understand, they will argue with you. Why is this? How do you mean? Hesitate, and it's not helping. And before you know, it's like words start coming out, exchange of words, especially words you don't mean to say, but things get heated up. So we need to be mindful. one of the greatest danger is the power of words. Words are powerful because once you've heard them, it's so hard to unhear them. If there are words that are damaging, it's so hard to unhear such words. Even when you say, oh, you're forgiven, oh, thank you, Elder Kenneth, thank you for the heart to me. Sometimes you're just sitting down reflecting about things and you just remember those words. It might just trigger, a whole bunch of things, and resentment again can build from that as well. So if you read Proverbs 18:21, it says, reminds us that death and life are in the power of the tongue. Words can build or destroy a marriage. So what are your intentions? Do you want to build your marriage, or do you want to destroy your marriage? If that marriage is being built, it's on the two of you. If that marriage is being destroyed, it's on the two of you. You cannot go and blame your neighbor. You cannot blame your father, your mother, because you're an adult now. We take responsibility for ourselves. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. I see you. Please, let's keep tapping. Let's keep sharing this live to all our friends, really. So sometimes a single sentence spoken in anger can leave a deep emotional scar. And you don't want that for your spouse. I always say, what you don't want to hear, what you do not want to hear, what you do not need to hear, do not say it to your spouse. So you use certain words on your spouse to them. If that were to be spoken to you, would you like it? And if the answer is outright no, then don't use such words when you're angry or whatever it is with your spouse. So let's be mindful. Again, the role of pride in arguments. It was last week we talked about pride in marriage. So yeah, I have to just kind of remind us, because we're looking at unhealthy arguments, and this is one of the reasons why we can get to that space of unhealthy arguments. Many arguments, continue because of pride. Instead of things to, to be resolved, is not because pride, either on both sides or one-sided or whatever. Pride refuses apology, and that apology would have just resolved everything. But then, instead of the apology, you keep arguing your rights, you're defensive, you're right, arguing and all of that. Yeah, it doesn't play a good role in building your relationship. Pride insisting on being right is always insisting on being right. And you know what pride... No, we talked about that last week, so if you missed that, well, maybe when I repost the video, we can watch that later. Pride prioritizes ego over unity, because that's what happens, and this will not bring about any healthy argument or conversation. Marriage requires humility, is one of the things we talked about last week, like I said. So sometimes preserving the relationship is more important than proving a point. Okay, you proved the point, okay, so what? And then there's still chaos. So let's preserve the sanctity of our marriage relationship by having that healthy conflict, healthy argument, healthy, not the unhealthy one. Let's look at now, I'll break it down some more, the difference between healthy and unhealthy conflict. Like I said, this would happen. It's a good thing to have conflict. It's a good thing to have arguments. It's a good thing to have anything in a good way, as long as it's not destroying whatever you're meant to be building. So, for example, healthy conflict focuses on solving that issue. That's what a healthy one would do. So you're putting in the best, putting heads together, to solving whatever the issue is. Healthy conflict or argument maintains respect. In as much as you don't understand or you disagree, you're still respectful in your responses, how you say whatever, because it goes a long way. I want to be respected, so I have to show respect back to my spouse. And again, healthy conflict would encourage listening anytime. You want to listen, you want to understand. That is healthy. You might not at first, you argue it out a bit, and then you encourage listening. Okay, let me just listen to whatever it is. That is healthy, because there's a conflict, but you've decided to just listen. So a healthy conflict would encourage listening. Again, it leads to understanding. Because when it's healthy, fine, you don't understand, you've tried other words, you tried clarifying and all of that, and eventually Like I said, when you listen, then you understand. And then you find out that, wow, we've just had a healthy conflict, healthy argument, so to say, because now you're on the same page. Likewise, or on the other side, on the flip side, unhealthy conflicts, I've said this, but I'll just break it down some more. Unhealthy conflicts focuses on winning. Boy, I said it. You know, some people, they can't wait to say, I said it, or I told you so. Oh my God. Even if your spouse have realized whatever, you're right or what, it will just, oh my goodness. It's not a good thing. When you focus on winning, yes, I said it. I knew it. I told you so. All those kind of words, really, when there's conflict, there's argument, it's not going to help. It's not going to help that argument or that conflict. Uses insult or sarcasm. Sarcasm. Oh my goodness. Your spouse is thinking, you're beginning to see reason, and you just bring something. Sarcasm. Oh, that is not a soft answer. Sarcasm will not bring anything good. So let's be mindful and let's avoid using insults. Like I say, insults or words you don't want someone to use for you, do not use for somebody else. As simple as that. Again, unhealthy conflicts, avoid listening. They don't want to listen. They just want to be defensive. They want to, argue back and all of that. That is unhealthy conflict. That's what it brings about. And again, ends with hurtful feelings. When you leave that conversation space and you're so hurt, you're so angry, you know that this is unhealthy. Very, very much so unhealthy. So the goal of marriage should not be victory in an argument, because you're not each other's combat, what is the word I'm even looking for? Don't focus on victory in an argument. If that victory is one-sided, it has to be both. Otherwise, the conflict or argument lingers on. But unity in the relationship. So the goal of marriage should not be victory in an argument, but in unity in that relationship. We're fighting towards the same goal. I want you to be happy in this relationship, and I need me to be happy in this relationship. When we think back to the goal, what is our aim here? This unhealthy argument is getting us nowhere. Let's go back to our foundation. Let's go back to our values. What do we want to achieve here? Okay, we want peace at all times. We want to be heard at all times. We want to be respected at all times. Then perhaps it can help bring back a healthy argument when you remind yourself of your core values in your marriage. I'm going to say this to folks listening, whether you believe in God or not. It's my point of reference. Biblical wisdom for communication in marriage, because even the Bible mentions this as well as many times. But I just mentioned this portion because it really goes with the topic today. The Bible provides practical guidance for speech and relationships, because like I said, we're coming from different backgrounds, different upbringing, different behaviors, different habits. However, the Word of God should help us through. That's if we seek or we're seeking after the Word of God. And this is one of the things I say to my client. We need to speak with grace. Your spouse is not perfect, neither are you. I'm not perfect. My husband is not perfect. But together we bring our imperfection, and God will help us perfect it. We need to speak with grace. If you read Colossians 4:6, it says, let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, more like. And if you don't put salt in some food, it will be like, it will taste bad. We don't want our marriages to be like, So when we remember that, speak with grace. Even when you want to get angry, so angry, and you remember that, it should bring that anger to a certain low level, such that you're able to think, let me be gracious, though I am very angry with this person right now. Grace-filled speech means speaking with kindness, even during disagreement. And like I said earlier, this thing takes practice. It's not automatic. But the moment we're intentional about it, is in our consciousness that I must speak with grace. My words has to be grace-filled, such that it will break or stop whatever disagreement or whatever hurt. Let's speak with kindness with one another, most especially when we're angry. And this brings me to control anger. Control of anger. I just have to put this in there. Uncontrolled anger can damage relationships. I bet you don't need anyone to tell you that. Learning to pause before speaking can prevent unnecessary harm, because you know that when such happens, you know the way you always react. Those words, in fact, it's like something in you just reels out hurtful words, and it's like you don't have any control. You just say it as it is, and my goodness, and your spouse is like, what? This is, and then, oh, please, let's not even go there. Our our words, let's make sure that they prevent any unnecessary harm to our spouses. Because you see, we'll fight today, we'll be friends tomorrow, we'll fight today, we'll be friends tomorrow. This is how it goes. You fight today, you won't fight tomorrow, fight next tomorrow, then what is there? You might as well go to the wrestling ring and be fighting, so to say. So sometimes stepping away briefly allows emotions to settle. However, you still have to come back when you're more settled and calm to address whatever it is, because it's not going to go away. Whatever that has brought about that argument in the first place, it has to be addressed, but in a very positive and effective way. So let's practice forgiveness, mind you, because we will hurt one another with our words. Like I said, these things is over time. You practice, you say hurtful words after, forgive one another, move on. You still say it again, maybe sometimes again. But the moment it will get to a point where you know that, this is not helping anything in this relationship, and then you have to talk to yourself to be mindful. No marriage survives without forgiveness, because there's no how. You'll be intimate, you will talk about things, you will hug each other, you will be there for one another. So if they hurt you, best learn to forgive, even before they even hurt you. Put it at the back of your mind that their forgiveness card is open for life. Okay? It's hard. And I know these things, it can be difficult, depending on whatever it is you're even needed to forgive. I get it. But when it comes to your husband, your wife, there's certain things, as painful as they are, in order to move forward, you need to forgive them. Both partners will make mistakes, no doubt. Different mistakes, different times, different season. Elder Adegbenga, good evening. I see you. Good evening. Happy Thursday to you. So forgiveness releases resentment and allows healing, such that when you have another argument next time, you have healed from the last one, and you're not going to bring anything from the past to start attacking this present argument. So we have to, as husband and wife, learn to practice forgiveness. It's very important. Otherwise, unhealthy arguments will never stop. So let's look at some ways to avoid unhealthy arguments, because I can tell us what it is and how do we even avoid this altogether or deal with it altogether? Pause before responding. I've said that before. Taking a moment to breathe can prevent impulse words, because like I said, once those words, they're like eggs. It falls to the ground, breaks. You now try to put egg back in the shell, broken shell. It's impossible. Even if you manage to super glue it or whatever, you cannot put all of, because there will be some yolk or whatever already on the floor. You can't get all of it back. Then it's not possible. Again, another step to avoiding unhealthy arguments is focus on the issue, not the person. Because your spouse is not the issue as such, but they're bringing up that issue with you. So address that issue, not your spouse. Instead of attacking their character, attacking them, discuss the behavior or the situation. There's a thin line in there somewhere. I just pray God will give us understanding. I can do bad things does not mean I'm a bad person, because we're human. We don't always get it right. I'll make a mistake does not mean I'm a failure. We don't always get it right. But let's focus on that mistake, not the person as such, because you're attacking the person and you've neglected the issue. That issue is not going to go away. Once you finish attacking the person, does not mean that issue is gone. You still have to address the issue. So why not put that energy focusing on, dealing with the issue rather than the person? Use gentle language. I've said this. Gentle communication encourages openness rather than defensiveness. Even I'm still learning these things myself. Sometimes I'll just go quiet. I've said to myself, be conscious. When you're angry, when you're upset, to not even say anything. It may appear to my spouse like I'm snobbish, or I'm neglecting, or I'm dismissive, or whatever, however I come across. But I'll rather be quiet than say something I'll later regret, and that it would never edify them either. So there's safety in there somewhere, as long as you come back when you're calmer to addressing whatever it is. Listen to understand. I've said this before. Listen to understand. You're not listening because you're bringing weapons to know the right weapons to bring out to fight them. No. Listening carefully helps partners feel valued and heard. Even at that point, they've said everything, and you don't understand. Hey, wisdom is profitable to direct. Sometimes all you might have to do is just to hug them. And they might even push you away because they feel, oh, that's your solution to everything. Hey, as long as whatever you're responding with is something that is subtle, not a harsh word or reaction, because that will not help anything. It will bring about these unhealthy arguments we're talking about. Be willing to apologize. Some couples say, their spouse has never apologized in their life to anybody. Hey, when you get to marriage, you find out that you apologize over and over and over again. Otherwise, trouble will not finish for ground, as my people will say. Be willing to apologize. Some couple even go the extreme end of apologizing when they know they've not even done wrong. How lovely is that? What peace would that restore quickly? Yeah, a sincere apology can actually restore peace quickly. Instead of saying, me apologize, they're still fighting for what is. Do you want peace in your home? Best apologize and let peace reign. Because the apology of tomorrow is still coming. So what's it? Humility strengthens relationship. So we have to be willing to apologize to our spouses at all times, just for the sake of peace. And so that things can be calm. Choose the right time to discuss issues. Because sometimes, we best know our spouses when they're high, when they're low, when they're in that space to talk and all of that. Who best to tell you about yours? You know them. And I tell you, for free, some spouses are difficult. Whether they are high, whether they are low, whether they are calm, they don't want to talk. Or they don't want to talk about that issue. I do get it. However, it still has to be discussed. Some arguments escalate because conversations occur when both partners are tired, when they're stressed, or they're overwhelmed. So timing really, really matters. I said to couple that if people are meeting online now and they're dating and they're marrying, why can't you text your spouse? Use the media, the device you have. You text them, they don't respond. Okay, try, WhatsApping them. They still don't respond, or they're not, they don't want to talk about whatever. Send an email. Use all your social media platforms that both of you have to reach out to them. In fact, it will be a laugh at the end of the day. He said, I went on my Instagram and I saw a message from my husband. Hey, it will be a laugh. Maybe, just then maybe, they will laugh and come and meet you. What is it that you've been trying to say that you think I don't understand? Imagine texting me, I ignored you. You now went on social media, Instagram, to send me a message. It's going to be a laugh. So rather than that unhealthy argument, it will be a laughing thing in a good way. Just imagine that your spouse has never texted you on Instagram before or anything, and you just open your Instagram to check and it just pops up. You say, is it your spouse or somebody else? You almost think it's a scam, because this is what it takes to have this discussion with you. Except you're not human, so to say, it should spark something on the inside of you. Like, this person is really desperate to talk with me. So how long can you be ignored, or can they be ignoring you? Anyways, I'm just putting that out there. So use whatever device you have, as long as you're using it positively. Build a culture of respect in your marriage. This one, I'm throwing it out there. Healthy marriages intentionally cultivate respect. I'm not gender biased here. Women need respect as much as men need respect. So let us all respect ourselves. Couples should strive to speak kindly to one another, especially in these times when things are heated up. Remember who you're talking with. They're not the enemy. Appreciate one another. I've said this, resolve conflicts calmly. Pray for one another. This one is a very powerful tool. Praying for one another kind of melts things. You know, last night you had this heated argument, probably not resolved, and you have to pray before you go to sleep. Hey, if you like, face the north and I face the south, we're still going to pray before we sleep. And you find out that except for believers, the Spirit of God is not ruling you, or is not in you. When you pray for one another, you find out that unhealthy arguments kind of reduces. And I'm speaking from experience. Encourage growth. Yeah, that's what it does. Respected marriage would always encourage growth. I want to grow healthily with my spouse, so we both have to put in the effort. When respect is present, disagreements become manageable rather than destructive. And that's just how I see it. When respect is present in that relationship, as in it is there, disagreements becomes manageable rather than destructive, because we will speak respectfully with one another. And hence, we might have that healthy argument. So I'm going to conclude by saying this. Arguments will occur in every marriage. If you think, oh, we married 4 years and nothing, it's just a matter of time. Arguments will occur in every marriage. The question is not whether couples will disagree, but how they will handle such disagreement. That is the question. How will you handle any disagreement, any conflict, any argument? That is what the question is really about. So unhealthy arguments can damage trust. It can create distance, I've said that, and weaken the bond between partners, between husband and wife. When couples choose patience, humility, gentle speech, listening, forgiveness, conflict can become an opportunity for growth instead of division. And the more we practice this thing, the better we get at it, the calmer the space at home would be. Remember the wisdom of Proverbs 15:1 says that a soft answer turns away wrath. If we remember that, but a harsh word stirs up anger. I don't want, they're angry already. Why would I even bring words that will make them to be more angry? It's not, except you don't care about this person like you say you do. Because if you do care, you find out that they're really, really angry. What you'll be thinking to say in your mind is, how can you quench that anger? How can you help quench that anger, really, instead of adding more to it? So let us choose words that heal rather than harm, and attitudes that protect the love we share and unity within our marriage. Because like I say, look, this is for life. You're going to offend one another, forgive one another. You're going to trespass, forgive one another. And I always say there's a thin line. I'm not talking about domestic violence or domestic abuse now. That's not what we're talking about here. When communication reflects patience, grace, and respect, marriage becomes stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling. Because like I say, God created marriage. Everything God created, Bible says it is good. Yeah, there comes the test again. It is good. So we're not enjoying the goodness of marriage, then we need to check ourselves. It's not God now. God is not the problem, but we need to check ourselves. Maybe we need to be more patient. Maybe we need to be more respectful. Maybe we need to be more gracious towards our spouse. And then we can have a healthy argument as much as possible in our marriage, because we will be good for it. That is the end of my talk. However, my question today is just one. How can couples create a safe environment for communication even when they disagree, such that we don't go into this unhealthy zone? How can couples create a safe environment for communication even when they disagree, Let us put heads together, find solution, because this thing must stop. Unhealthy argument, it has to stop. It's draining, it's time consuming, it's negative, and it's anything negative you can actually think of which will not build our home. Susan, I see you. Good evening. So let's talk about these things before we decide to go our separate ways. Perhaps we've not handled it the best way. Perhaps we need some sort of grace, for one another. And I pray that the Lord will help us to be gracious towards our spouses. That's a big prayer, because otherwise separation is just around the corner. Divorce is around the corner. So let's talk about this unhealthy arguments today. Guys, thank you so much for listening, and I'll be opening the boxes shortly. Dr. Felix. Oh, Dr. Felix, how are you? It's been a long time. Good evening, Doctor. I hope you're good. Wow. Oh, it's good to have you here. Happy New Year, because I don't think I've come across you on TikTok this year. I hope you're good, your family, your business, and your TikTok live as well. I'm not even sure I know what time you come on, to be honest, but I hope you're good. It's good to have you here. So that is my talk. That is my, perspective about this topic. Like I say, it's always a broad topic, but I want us to focus on the essence of this talk so that we don't go at different tangents. That's why I had to kind of expand it so that we know where we're coming from. We're talking about unhealthy arguments in marriage today. And like I say, God's plan for marriage is very good plans, but we don't tend to see them sometimes in our marriages. And that's why I'm like, peradventure, there's some things we are not doing right, and that's why we're not experiencing this goodness. So let's open it up, be open-minded, be ready to learn, be ready to unlearn certain things so that we can, bring healthy arguments. Because like I say, arguments are inevitable as well. They would come, but are we arguing in a healthy way such that we're not disrespectful, we're not hurting or harming with our words, and all of those negativity as well. So let's talk some more about this. How can couples create a safe environment for communication even when they disagree? Because it's very important we get this particular question, we get it right. Living here today, if that's all we're going to be taking away, I mean, why not? Because arguments may come tomorrow in case you're not in that space now, and then you're well equipped to handle things anyways. So send me an invite. Let's talk some more about this unhealthy arguments in marriage. Let's talk some more about it and break it down some more, charge one another some more, unlearn, relearn, and all the good stuff really relating to this topic. And I hope that God will give us that grace, the wisdom, the things that we need to change, especially because sometimes it's hard. It could be tough. Like, why? But there's nothing you shouldn't do for your spouse apart from that's the positive anyways. Good evening, Relationship Clinic. You're welcome. Providence, I see you.
Good evening, ma'am.
Dr. Felix, let me see. I hope you're there. Let me send an invite. Good evening. I hope our week has been good. Yay.
Yes, it has.
Thank God. Dr. Felix, I've sent you an invite, except maybe you're where you can't speak. It would be nice to hear from you. It's been a very long time. Yes, good evening, Providence. Good evening, everyone joining in. Elder Kenneth, are you still on holiday? Dr. Felix, if you're there and you can speak, I don't mind bringing you up. My panelists here, they know. I don't mind bringing you up so you can share with us first before we open it to others. Honestly, it would be nice to hear from you. I've just sent you an invite. Let's see. I really wish you can come up. Okay, let me see. Okay, perhaps they can't. Dr. Felix, let me know if you're able to talk because I've sent the invite. Oh, okay. Okay, you're back in the UK now. Okay, thank you. Don't mind me. I thought maybe you're still on holiday because he just tells you how much I need one for myself, to be honest. Yeah, it's good to take time off, distress, and come back refreshed. Okay, so I just wanted to give him a minute or two to see whether he can come up. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Relationship clinic, it seems you're the first in the box today, so you'll be starting us off with this talk. We're talking about unhealthy arguments in marriage. I don't know how much of the talk you heard, but I've tried to expand it as much as possible. However, the question today is, how can couple create a safe environment for communication even when they disagree? Because this is a big issue. It's a big issue that has led a lot of couples to separate, or even some to divorce when it keeps going on, and it seems like this cannot be the only life, and they just feel, let's go our separate ways. But is that what God will have us do in a marriage? Of course not. So let's talk about this. So, Relationship Clinic, good evening. Happy Thursday to you. Let's hear your views about this.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here. I think I was there when you started
Oh,
this
okay.
topic on heading argument. Yes, and for to answer the question, you already gave us some ways to handle it. You said don't speak when you are angry. That is in the middle of an argument. Sometimes you can just stay calm and leave the environment
Oh, the baby.
and leave the environment and leave the environment first, then to make things like to just ease things down, and at least, and I think that works very well. Yeah, because sometimes if the room is so hot, everybody wants to talk, everybody is
Yes.
shouting. Yes, when one person just decides to leave,
Mm,
sometimes it actually solves the problem, because everywhere will not, you give yourself at least some hours first, then you now come back again and continue talking. And I'll also be saying that if there's an argument, another way to actually make, like, to stop the argument is by giving soft answer. If you check the book of Proverbs, it said a soft answer turns a real route. Sometimes you don't have to, because marriage actually, the two partners have to be able to understand themselves. At least the couple should make an agreement that two of them cannot just be mad at the same time, cannot be angry at the same time. Because if two people are angry and two people are shouting,
yeah.
nobody will listen to the other person,
Another person,
and
yeah.
the issue will be getting more worse. So they can make an argument that, okay, let one of us be calming down, or let both of us be calming down, so that in that situation whereby the two of them are shouting, quarreling, if one person can actually use a softer tone to relate the issue, you will see that the argument will no longer hold weight. Yes, the reason why this argument and not prolong it so malice is because nobody is willing to calm down. Nobody is willing to say, okay, let me just, even if I'm not at fault, to make peace reign, let me just apologize. Nobody wants to apologize. Everybody's proving
Pride,
that, oh, I'm
pride and
right.
ego.
Yes, I'm the one right. Is the one wrong and all that.
Yeah,
In marriage, you will quarrel. There's bound to be quarrel, and you should
definitely.
be ready to forgive all the time. You should be ready to forgive all the time, because the person that will hurt you most in this life is your spouse. Your spouse is the person that will hurt you most
Well,
in this life. So we should have that at the back of our mind. We should, like you said, we should not argue to win. Some people want to just argue to prove a point. You are not fighting. This is your teammates, and when you're in a team and you work together as a team. Imagine playing a football match and your team members are in the field, right there in the battleground, that you are playing with somebody else, and you as a team members, you are having misunderstanding with yourselves inside the field. That means you have given your opponent enough room to win. that match because imagine somebody your coach is like, oh, pass the ball or do this, do that. You're like, no, why would I do it that way? I have my own way of doing it. You will not do it your own way and say, oh, if I follow this person's smart, this team will fail. And every other person have one mindset, but you have decided that, oh, you want to work against the team. At the end of the day, that team may end up losing. So your partner is not your your opponents that you want to challenge and fight it and so let me prove that I'm the man of this and let me prove that I'm a human. What a human can do a man cannot do and all that. Please, the marriage is not meant for those kind of things. Your partner is your team member and you guys should work together as a team. So that would be my take. The minute we start seeing marriage as a team, we start seeing our partners, oh, this person is working with me. That's the minute we start doing things differently. That's the minute to start seeing things differently. We should not be some people in some marriages, some people listen to react, like they listen to respond. They don't listen to understand. Your partner may be saying something and you're not even listening so that you understand, okay, you try to know where the person is coming from. You are listening so that you can respond to that person. Oh, see what you said. You were saying this and all that. And that's actually a bad way of communication. Communication, it's when one speaks, the other listens to understand. And you see, if you have this kind of mindset of always listening to attack, listening to respond, it will also affect you not only in your marriage, in your workplace, when you meet people and all that. When people are talking, you just listen. You are listening not because you want to like understand what the person is saying. You are listening so that you can respond. So, okay, see what you now say. Like you be not quoting their words,
Yeah.
and most marriages don't last because of that. And secondly, if you are married, as you are getting married, keep that spirit of malice away because some people are very good with keeping malice keepers. Malice keepers, these are the worst kind of human being. You are they will start giving their partners a silent treatment. Their partner sometimes may not even know what they have done wrong. In fact, this is very manipulative.
I
Their partner may
know.
not even know what they have done wrong. They will just start keeping quiet. They don't be talking
I'm
to you.
really
You are just silent
good.
and all that. Yes, you can't communicate what is wrong. You just keep quiet and be you making the other person suffer in that mind. The other person will be like, what did I do wrong? The person will not start thinking, where did I make a mistake and all that. And sometimes the other person may not have done something wrong, but because you have a malicious um character, you are bringing into the marriage, you're making your spouse suffer. So these will just be my take. Let me allow other persons to speak.
Thank
Thank you, Mr. Les. Thank you so much for the gifts. Those are sent me gifts. I appreciate it.
thank you. Thank you so much for relationship clinic. Hey, keeper of malice. They have gold medal in that. I don't know how they intend to build a lasting marriage with that attitude. That's why I say some attitudes we have to unlearn them and relearn the best attitude moving forward if you want peace in your marriage. Thank you so much for your submissions. Really appreciate them. Providence, are you there? Can you speak now or do you want to come back later?
Good evening,
Good
everybody.
evening. How are
Uh,
you?
I would say that marriage is a covenant keeping.
Mm.
Yes, because if you determine that you are going to serve God, you know, I believe in Abrahamic faith, whether Muslim or Christian.
Mm.
I believe that the only person that God swore by himself is Abraham, that he will be the father of nations.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, it's Sarah that approached Agai, according to the history in the Bible. Not that Abraham was attractive to Agai. So, marriage is a covenant keeping. No matter what, most importantly, if the third party called children, because I hate broken home about the children.
Mm.
Yes, I came from broken home. I had a brother. He passed away before they came back to me, and he was. I was named after him exactly. So what I would say is that the arguments in marriage, unhealthy arguments, there are healthy arguments and unhealthy arguments. So in relation to healthy arguments, the couple can argue on Bible or maybe housing budget. That could be argument over there. So in addition to this, I will also submit that any argument should occur in marriage because it can save either party in the sense that there could be a caveat or danger. So if either party can argue that you can't do this because this is for this, even among the couple with their children, you can't beat your children, you can only negotiate. Yes, because we have what we call negotiation. So you tell the child the effects of that cause. If you a good child, may God give us good children in Jesus' name. Amen. He will reason than beating the child. If you keep on beating the child, you are abusing the child. Apart from that, you are not correcting the child. You understand? So conclusively, if I want to submit, unhealthy marriage is not necessary in a couple's life. You know, it creates chaos, argument, unforgiveness, and most immorality. Because the only way you can divorce your wife is on sexual immorality. So that's what Jesus said when they asked him about Moses or whatever in the Bible. I think it's in the Matthew or something. So I don't know the whole Bible. I'm still learning. Conclusively, finally, I would like to say that I prefer to marry somebody I can study the Bible with. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you, sir. He kept saying is a covenant, and a covenant is a covenant. You've made that vow before God and before men. So unhealthy argument should actually not break up your marriage. I think, Relationship Clean talked about pride and ego. So this is not something that should be associated with children of God. Our characters, Bible helps us as much as possible, how to build characters, whatever things are good, whatever things are pure, whatever things are noble, all of those things. Are we kind to one another? The word of God is in season for any marriage, to thrive. There's so many words there that can actually encourage us. And I love the fact that I say I cannot marry somebody I cannot study the Bible with. Because if you study the Bible together, you pray together, unhealthy arguments will actually be at the barest minimum, so to say, level. So thank you, Providence, for your submission as well. Oga Leslie, good evening. Please, Olukayode, thank you so much. I saw your message. Okay, you can send an invite when you're ready and you can speak. We'll find a box for you. I think all the boxes are taken now. Good evening, Leslie. How are you? I hope you're good. Thank you. Philippians 4:8. Yeah. Whatever things are pure, noble, and all of those. Leslie, can you speak? You can tag that if you can't. So let me ask Elder Adegbenga to speak if you're not ready. I don't know. I hope I've not missed the message. Okay, I think Elder Adegbenga, are you there? Good evening, sir. Okay, you're not ready. Okay.
Good evening, ma.
How are you, sir? I hope work is not too tedious.
Not at all. We give God the glory.
Hallelujah. Yes, so at least I know you've been there for a little while. We want to hear what your views are. The topic is on healthy arguments, and I've talked about different aspects of this So how can couple create a safe environment for communication even when they disagree? Because this is a key thing we need to know.
Oh, marriage,
Mm,
marriage.
I know. As long as people keep getting married, we will have these issues. So let's talk about them to help one another, really.
You know,
Mhm.
not every man or woman that can give birth can actually father or mother a child.
Oh, very true. Yeah.
Maturity doesn't come with age.
Mhm.
You
Hello, I
know,
see you.
um, unhealthy arguments. I will take us back to the main point, which
Mm,
is communication. We keep hammering communication.
yeah.
On Thursdays, I call it the communication day in marriage.
Wow.
On this program,
Insight, yes.
so it's a communication day. Now we've highlighted on LD arguments.
Mm,
Argument is part of communication,
yeah.
and there are also moods in which either of the couple could be, you know. One thing I make my wife to understand is the fact that I have a loud voice, and when there is heated argument, my voice go higher.
Oh, obviously he would.
So I always play that if I am going higher in tone, she should always put me in check.
Okay.
You know, that is because I have identified something in me.
Debbie. Mm,
Now, healthy communication during the good times
mm,
helps to plan for the unhealthy arguments.
okay.
Now, many couples they face series of conflicts,
Mm,
and it is only when there is respect, as somebody said earlier,
mm,
that helps the argument to stay healthy,
mm,
you know. And I would advise couples to always learn to forgive in advance.
mm. Very important.
It is very, very important. We learn to forgive in advance. I'm not saying you will not see anything terrible.
Mm,
But yeah, when they come, for your own sanity, just learn to forgive in advance.
mm,
Now, it is good to have a safe environment for communication. We have different human beings. some would get physical even in a conversation. That does not make it healthy in a marriage. And some are very abusive, and some are good at raining insults on the other party. And this may tend to escalate things when there is heated argument. There is a saying that says the first to forgive is the wisest. I'm not really sure of that quote. And if anybody is familiar with it, first to forgive, first to apologize, these are the things that helps a relationship or marriage to stay healthy. And choosing the right time is very, very key in communication. You know, when you see that the tempo is high, do not approach, do not engage at that time. It is not during when tempo is high, you will go and say, let me serve him food because he likes food. He might throw that food at you. She might pour the food on the floor. And we should learn to be calm in engaging with communication. Also, during arguments, some people tend to listen to give response.
PTC, I see.
Listening to give response would not resolve the matter, but when you listen to understand,
Love girl, good evening.
that means you've gotten the attention, and you are understanding how to navigate through the situation. When you listen to understand. And we should also learn to respect emotions.
Even when we don't
It is
understand.
very, very... Sorry?
I say even when we don't understand it.
Yeah. We need to learn to respect it. And we should also respect privacy. It is very, very important as well.
You will have to break that down because we're talking about husband and wife here.
The emotion.
When you talk about
Which one?
privacy.
Yeah. Now, you see, even despite the fact that it's a husband and wife thing, now, the man or the woman might be trying to process what had happened. How did we get here?
Relationship Clinic is asking you, sir, is there privacy in marriage? That's a good topic, actually.
Yeah. It's a good question. Yes, there is privacy in marriage, but it's not a privacy like I don't want you to look into my phone. There is the privacy that let me have my moment to refresh. Let me have my moment to settle. Like, this is the kind of privacy I'm referring to. Let me have a moment to think it through.
To breathe even.
Sorry?
I said to breathe even.
Yeah.
So
That's
that
the
things
kind
does not
of
get, yeah.
that's the kind of privacy I am referring to.
Okay.
Because, for instance, something might happen that the person is not even paying attention to what is happening at that moment. And when it escalated, Do you know I was not even in my right sense of doing this? I never knew. It didn't occur to me.
At the time, yeah.
So it happens at times like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and at times, we have some gentlemen that pride will not make them humble themselves,
Mm,
and it will still lead to escalation.
mm,
So,
mm. Okay.
and we need to learn to focus on what the issue is so that we can talk it through.
Yeah.
It is also very, very important because in that way, when we focus, we can identify the problem.
Mm. Okay.
And during the conversation, it is also good to have a review on the outcome.
Mm. Okay.
And yeah, my mom and my dad used to practice something that I so much emulate. They learn to express appreciation daily to each other.
Wow.
You know, at times, if my mom wants to check on my dad, she's gonna send me to
Mm.
check on him. Like we all know, it's marriage, it's a relationship. Who is there for you?
Mm.
Who are you there for?
Mm.
Finding purpose. Oh, darling, are you okay? How is your day going? I trust you're having a good day. A message. Like you said in your submission, that I'm not so sure, but I think you mentioned something that if they are trying to communicate and they have to go through social media,
Yeah.
you know, it's finding a way to establish communication.
Yeah.
So when one is purposeful,
Yvonne, I see you.
that shows intention
Yeah.
because most times the investment a man would put on getting the attention of a woman, if only they can keep up that investment,
Mm.
there won't be any problem in the home, trust me. And if there would be, it would be resolved amicably in a more friendly manner.
Mm. Yeah.
But most times, some men, let me just say, oh, maybe after the woman has granted permission, they've started dating, they do not keep up that energy.
Mm.
And that energy matters a lot
Mm. Oh, it does.
because gone are the Dito days. Oh, what's up, Dito? Blah, 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 blah. Those letters might be a communication point
Mm. Yeah.
where a woman can easily express all the body. Trust me, women matter no they finish, but
Mm.
they can
Only
let go of the burden, and when the burden drops off, oh, even you yourself will now know where you stand. That, oh, I've not been doing right by this person.
mm.
Oh, I need to improve on what I'm doing, or the way I'm handling this, and this. So let me leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It matters a lot. We talked about soft answer, it drives away wrath. Bible says be angry, so it's not a crime to be angry, but sin not is what you do with the anger. So it goes a long way. Sometimes somebody really have to. I think relationship clinic says something about that as well. When pride and ego are in the way, the man especially, I don't know, there's this thing with pride and ego with men, but when you're talking about your wife, you're talking about your husband, all of those things should not matter where they're concerned. If you have to put your pride and ego aside to make peace reign, let peace reign, so be it. Because I mean, I'd rather peace than anything else, really. So whatever it takes, I try. You try your best. You pray. I always say that. Pray about anything and everything to God. Pray to God to come, intervene. Thank you so much, Elder Digbenga, for your contribution. I appreciate that. I mean, when
Good evening.
the elders are speaking, better be taking notes. Hey, I told you there's some things you have to unlearn and relearn, because we're in this marriage for life, people. We will have to enjoy this marriage. Anyway, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you.
Okay,
So,
let's
good evening.
evening.
Yeah.
I hope you're good.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
I
Everything is
see
going
you're
to
doing this
complete function.
deliberately now. Anytime you see Elder Adegbenga, you want him to speak first before you speak.
Not like that, but I do enjoy his voice, so I have to admit that.
Okay.
um,
Thank you, Elder Leslie. God bless you, sir. Good evening.
It's all good.
all right. But I was actually busy. I'm actually trying to finish up some stuff with the children. Yeah, this unhealthy argument. I want to first of all jump on what relationship was the relationship clinic or is it
Yeah.
yeah, and the point she made about first of all I want to acknowledge that she makes very good videos. So if people would know, try and watch. She makes some very nice relationship videos, very very nice. I enjoy them. So please keep doing those videos. They're really nice. Just keep doing them.
Yes.
But yeah, that thing about malice in marriage. If you're somebody that you struggle with grudge, you like to keep grudge, don't marry, please. I'm begging you. If grudge keeping,
It's funny.
if
I'm
you like to
sorry.
keep malice, I am begging you, please don't marry. I am begging you. I'm serious. So if you know that you struggle to let things go, please don't marry. I am begging you
Or
because
you go and deal with yourself first. Go and do some
go
course.
and go whether you need deliverance or you need to work on your that issue, deal with that situation, because marriage until you deal with that situation, there's plenty of reasons to keep malice and you're not going to go forward. You're not going to I'm serious, you're not going to make any level of progression because you're just going to keep getting stuck. It's like driving in gear one. You are going but you're not going anywhere. You
Stay
keep
single.
start. So please, it's a serious situation. And this thing about conflict resolution, the reason why I'm saying is that this about unhealthy argument is true. Argument is communication. It's just that it's identifying something that the two of you are not seeing eye to eye. And it depends on your perspective how you handle that situation. And this is about conflict resolution. One thing I remember very well, and I think we even did something recently, and it's like for every one criticism, you need to be able to have deposited 7 acts of love that the person you're married to appreciates. For every one criticism, you need to at least deposit 7 acts of love, because criticism is like a withdrawal. So you better have enough deposit in that emotional love tank, that help their well-being. You better have enough you're deposited into them before you make that withdrawal of a criticism. It's so important. It's very important, because if you have an upbringing where your upbringing was constant criticism, that's an unhealthy dynamic. And unfortunately, many people in this world today, we normalize very dysfunctional behavior and we think that's normal. A lot of things are not normal. The normal environment for marriage is a love environment. It's an environment where everybody is doing what's best for the other person. And unfortunately, what I see a lot today, or what I'm observing, that a lot of people are getting into relationship based on transactional system of behavior.
I see you say that a lot, so maybe it's what is raining out there now.
Yeah, the reason why is because it's more like the sprinkle all this rubbish. Is the whole idea of relationship when it comes to marriage. It's about what it's about what you want to give into that person's life. It's about how you want to be a blessing. It's not about taking, you just want to take, what is best for you. In marriage, it is what is best for the other person. And if you both have that attitude, you're going to do very well. And again, I would say, as men, we ought to lead in this area. We ought to live in this area. Argument will happen in marriage, but it's how you handle it. So when it becomes unhealthy, is when it becomes when you're attacking the person. You're not dealing with the issue. You're now attacking the person. And criticism, acerbic language, acerbic language, another form of sarcasm, tests, monosyllabic responses, they are harmful. Your spouse, husband or wife, they are not your opponent. And I love what relationship clinic said. They're not married to an opponent. If you do not know how to be friendly to your spouse, again, if you don't know what friendship look like, please don't marry. Don't marry because the person can do this for you or that, and yet you don't want to be friendly with them, because something is going to happen that will bring in a challenge. You cannot run from challenge. Challenge is inevitable in any relationship, even if you're not married. If you have some form of friendship, anything, business, trust me, even in business,
anything called relationship,
challenge. Yeah. Yes, you're good. If you do not know how to deal with challenge, it's a level of immaturity. If you do not have the wherewithal and the endurance and the character to deal with challenges, then how do you know how to overcome situation? The template for you to be able to do things successfully over a period of time. You don't have a template to know how to walk things through, to troubleshoot, recognize this. Okay, this pattern of behavior is I will deal with this. In anything. So how much more in a marriage that you're going to be with this person every day, or at least you are going to live with them for a long time. Oh yeah. So when it becomes unhealthy is when you're attacking the person, and that is when it is detrimental, and that is when it becomes unhealthy. Yeah. So the argument happens, but it is how you handle that situation. And the number one way to deal with argument is focus on the topic. Focus on what is causing the problem. Don't focus on the person. Focus on what is causing that situation. And I think, thankfully, I think everyone said it. Learn to listen, to understand, not to respond.
That's a big thing that couples struggle with, yeah.
I love what my elder Benga just said now. And I think I've said it before. Jesus said, where your treasure is, that's where your heart will be. It didn't say where your heart is. No, where your treasure is. So the way you pursue your wife, you wanted to marry her, and I know this for person. You say, if I don't have this woman, I will not rest. I won't sleep. If you have that same behavior in the marriage, it will also help you.
Yes.
It will put you in good stead, because to her, she will know that this person really, the way he's still showing that affection, attention to me. I regularly now. There was a time we couldn't go out and do all this dating for a long time in marriage, and then I think in 2017 something happened where we started it. In the last 2 years now, the thing has picked up to a whole new level. Wow. Where at least now, I think we're now dating each other at least maybe. The last 2 years, I would say maybe at least once or twice a month now regularly. I think in the last 1 year, we actually did one where we did it 3 times in a month. Wow. Where we went out for lunch dates, 2 hours, 3 hours, just chilling. And at one point we didn't think it was possible. Yeah. Now it's something now we now put timetable for it. So you can build and be intentional about investing in the well-being of your spouse. Yep. You can plan it. You can actually schedule it. That we're going to do this, go here. I'm putting so that the time when the rewards and the harvest will kick in, You will now have this season where you're just enjoying each other's company, but you got to put in the work. So the unhealthy argument is because you are focusing on your spouse. You're not focusing on the situation. And when it becomes unhealthy, is because there's not enough deposit of acts of love, things that will help that person, things that would benefit the spouse. And it goes both ways. But again, this is where men should lead. You know, I keep hearing a lot, especially our Nigerian men, submit. I don't hear, what are you putting in that's going to make the person want to follow you, want to submit to you? What are you doing that's giving them that environment that makes them feel, you know, wherever you go, I want to follow you. Whatever you do, I want to do it with you. What are you doing that's creating that environment? You're just shouting all this, submit, but you're not creating an environment where the person is like, wherever you go, I want to be with you. You know, you're not creating something that makes that person feel like, man, I will go to the ends of the earth with you because you just make me feel so valued and loved. You've got to create an environment. You can't just say you submit, but you're not doing anything that's showing leadership. You're not making the person feel secure. You're not making them feel like they're valued. You don't make them feel safe. And I love what I think somebody mentioned privacy. In marriage, it's very important to let your spouse learn to let them have their own time. Again, that's another aspect of depositing in their love tank, in their emotional well-being. Learn to let them have their own time. Sometimes, I've said it before, you know, for those of, if you are making good money as a man, if you are making good money as a man, I keep saying it, learn to give good deposit financially into your wife for no reason. Honey, here's 500 pounds. Start having that vision. I'm telling you, by the time you keep putting those every investment into your wife, your mind will not go to somebody else. Trust me, when you're putting every deposit into your wife financially, your mind is not going to go somewhere else because you are putting heavy treasury into her. You're not going to think of somebody else. Trust me, practice it. You are not going to. You are just not going to. Because like, I'll put too much investment to not want to reap the yield of that investment. You will not think it. So I think again, the more you put in, the better it is. This unhealthy argument is because it's a perspective issue. You're attacking the person. You're devaluing the person. You're not putting the level of respect into your spouse that now demands that, okay, I'm willing to listen, I'm willing to engage, I'm willing to give time. And if argument is too hot, learn to have rules of engagement. What we do now, if argument too hot, especially me, I will go for a walk. I'll take a time out, say, honey, this is hot too. I need to take time out. By the time I've come back an hour later, 2 hours later, everybody has calmed down. Everybody is seeing clearly and have reason. And I say, okay, let's talk about this. Yeah, you know, maybe I didn't get it, you know, and vice versa. It goes both ways. So I hope this helps. But unhealthy argument is because you're focusing on the person. And when you're focusing on the person, you're making your wife or your husband an opponent. And that is, you are destroying teamwork. That is not marriage works because you are both participants in a benefit, in a covenant. You both want to achieve something, you both want to accomplish something, and you see each other as equals. You see each other as partners, teammates, everything. But the second you turn your wife or your husband into opponent, I've said it, once a marriage goes into where you're attacking each other, that is like autoimmune. That's an autoimmune deficiency. And there's nothing as worse when the body's immune system start attacking the body. What kind of wickedness is that? It's a very painful thing. So I hope that helps us, that we disengage from very harmful behavior to our spouse. They're not an opponent. And ultimately, I think it's a mindset that we have to work very hard to say, hey, my wife is, because I've seen it a lot. I have a brother of mine in a wonderful nation called Niger, and everything is the wife. And I told him one day, I said, it's a mindset. You got to stop seeing your wife as a problem. You've just got to stop seeing her as a problem. Or else, I told him, why are you married to her? She's everything. The way my business did not work is her. And I'm like, bro, stop this behavior. It's detrimental. It's extremely unhealthy. Every time your wife is, I said, hey, I told him, I said, even if I married somebody that is a witch, I will convert her by the way I love her. And if it doesn't work, she will leave. But it's not me I will leave this marriage. But you cannot. It's a mindset. You cannot. It's a matter that when people have to learn to undo and unlearn and start learning to love your spouse. Learn to see them that they are a benefit to me, and I'm going to see them as such. But if you start seeing them as a problem, it's already. I don't know. I don't want to say the thing I don't want to say, but it's unhealthy.
Resentment will just keep.
Yeah, and it's difficult. Yeah. Yes, I've been on that side before. Yes, in the early years of my marriage, and it's a very unhealthy thing to do. And you need some kind of help, counseling to. But if you're unwilling to see it and you're unaware of it, or you feel no, that's it, and that mindset is hard to break, and I don't know how to help anyone with that mindset too. And honestly, I wonder why you're still in a marriage. So I think I'll just leave it there. I hope that helps us. But yeah, I think ultimately an unhealthy distance is a mindset issue, and you're seeing your spouse as an opponent, and you need to unlearn those things.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you. We have to both create that safe environment, because there is no how when you don't communicate. How do you build? When you don't communicate, how do you even express feelings, emotions, gratitude, and all of those things? It's very important. Unhealthy arguments, how do couple get there? Yeah, they will get there. Argument is not bad in itself because it helps bring about growth. But when it becomes unhealthy to the point that instead of love, there's hurt. Instead of kindness, there is wickedness even. Instead of kind words, we're cursing or we are using hurtful words. It's not going to help build anything positive in that relationship. So we need to be mindful, especially when things get heated up. So one or two have attested to that. They walk away, let things calm, such that you come back more relaxed. You've given some thought to it, you've reflected about it. And even if you don't understand, come back with the mindset that my spouse is not my enemy. I really want to understand what it is so that we can move past it. Because trust me, tomorrow holds its own argument, which you still have to face. So let's deal with today's argument so it doesn't keep carrying on. And then we get to a place where it's like no return. And then the only thing is, let's go our separate ways. That's all you can just see the way out. But then we have to put in the work. Marriage is difficult, but it can be enjoyed when both parties are ready to put in what it takes. God, Leslie, thank you so much for your submission. So I'm going to come to, because I know the box has been messed up a bit. I'll try to remember. I'm coming to Elder Kenneth, because I know, Shan, you're the last in the box today. Elder Kenneth, good evening, sir. Let's hear your views from the Elders' Corner.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, hosts. Good evening, those aboard and those of comment section. Wonderful topic, and I appreciate our elders, Elder Benga and Elder Leslie. Wonderful, and the relationship is the therapy or what? Thank you for your submission.
Thank you, sir.
I did really enjoy it, but I will come from my own point of view, my own personal experience, because I don't like saying what people have said, because on the relationship and the argument, most of the time when we get marriage, we thought that it's going to be honeymoon
Yes,
forever. There is no bars goes. But when you get in there, then you now see the reality of life.
Yep.
You now begin to ask yourself, who sent me? What am I doing? What am I doing here?
What
Why
did I
am I
sign
here?
up for?
Is it how am I going to end up my life? Is it the plan of God for my life? God, why me? Those are the questions when we get into marriage. But it's a good thing, it's a good experience, because I will say from my first year to my 5th year, I experienced this on early argument, relationship, mostly when you get your first child that no experience, no father, no mother, no sister to help you, and the
Okay.
country that you are is going to be a place where you do things yourself. After discharging your wife from the hospital, there is nobody to help two of you. You have to do things yourself. One have to look after the baby, the other one have to go and also. So then this unearthly argument must surely happen. There is no way, because one person must fed up. Likewise, when maybe, like I would say, because my wife is from royal family, you know, the kind of life she has been living before, the things is not like that again, because I'm not from that kind of lifestyle. So argument must come in. But when the arguments come in, it's hard two of you manage to resolve it.
Yeah.
That is where you get the enjoyment, and that is where you get the joy. And when you begin to try to come, you begin to remember those things, because we just went to celebrate our 18 years in marriage. We begin to talk about those things in the past, where what we went through. Thank you. What we went through when nobody was there, where people say, if it's marriage, please, people should separate. Oh, this is not our marriage. It's, but thank God we overcome every trials and every argument today. I'll say that the first year, what I'm expecting is not what I saw, because I thought it's going to be a whereby the moment you just marry, everything good, better thing, the way the Bible says, he that find a wife finds a good thing. It don't just come like that. Oh. For the young ones
Wow.
who are who want to go into marriage, yes, the Bible says, he that find a wife find a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. The favor don't just come like that. Oh. You must work towards it.
Oh,
You
yes, I
must work
do.
towards you must work towards it. You must put everything in place, not just you sitting down at home and say, God, your wife say, he that findeth a wife, I go to have married now. Let me begin to experience the favor. That favor will not come until you start doing the right
I
thing,
feel you.
and you start answering God in prayer as well, for God to direct you and to honor you. One of the things that I would say that is really costly argument in this Western world is when you start paying those bills, unnecessary bill. Some of them is unnecessary bill. I'll call them unnecessary bill because you are not used to it. When they begin to bring when was it Italy, they call it a mesa. I don't know what they call it in United Kingdom. Yeah, these children, when children will go into school, and whatever they eat, you start paying every day for €4.50 every day, €4.50. At the end of it, when they bring the bill for you, it's about €250 a month, and you have a rent of 800 or 1,000 to pay. The light bill is there, the water bill is there, the dustbin bill is there, television bill is there. Then you begin to ask yourself, who sent me into this marriage? And your spouse is not working. Then you will understand this unearthly argument. We must surely come, because that man, if you don't take time, we think you want to go mad. But it take the grace of God to
Yeah.
overcome all these things. So the young ones know these things must surely happen. For my first year to the fifth year, this is what I experienced, until I begin to ask God in prayer. God begin to show mercy on us, because my wife was not working then. So we begin to begin to live together and put everything in the hands of God, and begin to seek counsel for those who are there before. They say it's normal, it's normal, it's normal. You're gonna overcome it. It's gonna be time when you begin to tell the story, which is true.
Yeah.
This earthly argument, it must come, because there was a time enough when we were growing up where I see my father and my mother argue. Say, oh, they have started again. I don't know when there's going to be my turn. So at the
Oh.
at the end at the end of it, we try to put everything in order. We try to understand what is causing problem, and what is not, what are supposed to do and what are not supposed to do. I like when our elder said privacy at times, the man just need a quiet place where he will think how to pay his bill. The moment your wife understand that this man, what he's thinking, just letting you sit down there and reason.
Cut it
When
off.
it's time to talk to him, you come and talk to him. When it's time to serve him food, you serve him the food. Then you answer, how was your day? But some wife, they don't understand. The man is thinking how to solve the bill. You are bringing another unnecessary argument. There must be gbasgbos.
It doesn't have to lead to that.
There must be gbasgbos until you get to understand. Yeah, I would say it because until my wife get to understand that yes, the right time, and until I get to understand the right time where she's in the mood, when I see that yes, I can talk to her, we can address this situation. That is how we overcome. Today now I know the time to talk to her. I know the time to walk away quietly to my car, sitting down and be enjoying my Bible reading or playing my music. Then when it's time, I come to address the situation, because if not so, your children will meet you guys every day on this argument and unearthly relationship. At the end of the day, they will begin to ask,
Yeah.
where do you people meet each other? How do you know each other? So if you don't want all these things to happen, learn early to understand how to give each other the privacy. When the time is right, you address the situation. When you feel that you cannot address the situation, that is where mentorship come in. People that she can listen to, or your husband can listen to, or your wife can listen to. That is where it comes in. But if you can solve this problem yourself, you can address it yourself without the third party. But is very, very good, because all these things that we are saying today, now this argument, I witnessed it for my first year, second year, third year, fourth year, and the fifth year. I have to sit myself down and call my wife. How are we going to solve this? Where am I getting it wrong? Where are you getting it wrong? Until we resolve it, now we cannot live in peace, and now the favor of the Lord is coming. The blessings of the Lord that maketh riches and added no sorrow is coming, because we understand how to put things in order. But to the young ones that is coming into marriage, this thing must surely happen. No? So be aware of it and pray to God to see you through when you get there, because divorce is not the answer. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Wisdom, they say, is profitable to direct. Sometimes you get pushed to the wall to find a solution. And if you're wise enough, the moment you identify that there's a pattern here of unhealthy arguments, and tackle it straight away. Because, you cannot ignore it for so long, because you're in a marriage relationship that is for life. For life. So if you ignore it, do you want to live life in that marriage like that? Unhealthy arguments all the time. Energy sapping. It steals your peace, your joy, your happiness, your relationship, everything. So you have to weigh it really and find solutions. So thank you. It talks about Elder Kenneth talked about mentorship. You might have to find mentors. People are way, way ahead of you in marriage. They've learned one or two, so they might just be the best people to help guide you till you find your feet in terms of this unhealthy argument. So thank you so much, sir, for your contribution. Relationship clinic said that's why I feel marriage should be 100%, 100%. The pressure shouldn't be only on the man. No, it shouldn't be. We are partners, we bring everything together. There's a saying that your better half, I'm like, no, I didn't come as a half. I came whole. You're better whole. If you're going to use that statement, to refer to your spouse, you're better whole. Because you didn't marry half person. I didn't come half up here, half down here, was gone. No. I came as a whole person. You're better whole. So sometimes you might, Kenneth said, some people, not even him now, some people, it's job. Sometimes the wife is able to contribute, the husband is able to contribute, and things run smoothly. But life happens. One party might lose their job, then what is left? If care is not taken, this unhealthy argument will come in, because finances, like Leslie said, is one of the number one issue. yes, marriage mentoring is helpful. It is, but you have to be careful the people you submit yourself to, because that that is very, very important. Some people, they've been together for 40 years, but when they're talking, all you hear is more of negativity, and you don't want them pouring that into your marriage. So you have to be careful at that. So yeah, thank you for putting that there. So I'm coming to Array. Thank you so much, everyone, for your patience. Array Digital Group. Good evening to you. You're welcome. We want to hear your views. If you can help us, you know how to create that safe environment for communication, especially when there's disagreement. It will be nice. But otherwise, let's hear your submission as well. This TikTok AI keeps sending all sort of, I don't know who's begging them to do this for. Yeah, are you there? Ray, are you there, or you want me to move to the next person? Helena, I see you. Oh, you're not on. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for stopping by, Estelle. Thank you. Susan, good evening. I see you in there. How are you? Happy Thursday to you.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, everybody.
Okay.
No. Hold on.
Yes. Oh, dear. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, 813. Baritone, I see you. There's a box available if you want to come give your submission. Because I know you like to lurk in there. When somebody now says something, then you want to come and talk. I know. All the same. Good
He's waiting for all
evening.
of us to talk and then he will come and polish it
He'll
upon
come and
us.
fire you one by one.
No, he will polish it. I don't want to use the word fire. He will polish it.
Okay, polish it.
Mm,
Put some embellishment. Okay, all right.
of course, yeah.
Okay. So, Susan, do you want to give us, how couples can create that safe space to communicating with their spouse, especially when there's disagreement, such that they don't cross into these healthy arguments we're talking about?
Yeah, good evening and thank you all for your submissions. I've been listening. I was kind of busy anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unhealthy arguments is very important in marriage because when that is done, you will know the person you're dealing with.
Mm.
Even like the Bible say, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh.
Yeah.
And when people are angry, that's when they unleash.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
then you will now know how to balance when to talk and when not to talk,
Mm.
when to create a scene and when not to create a scene.
Yeah.
Like all the elders have rightly said, you need to the money side of it is something that really brings unhealthy arguments, especially when the bills are piling up left, right, center. You people will be arguing for no just reason. Breeze will blow, you will argue. What kind of breeze is this? What color of breeze is this one? What, unnecessary things. You just be petty over everything.
Mm.
And then sometimes immaturity makes people to just argue. And probably their upbringing as well. Some people grew up in a home where the parents just argue non-stop. And I won't say, I don't want to generalize it, but most men are, they say men are not that matured. The women get more matured before the men. But the thing is, I don't like it when people just, put a tag or generalize it and say, no, this one does this one. It's just like having children. They will tell you, oh, the first child does not talk quickly because it's the only child in the house. But you see, when the second one comes, because the first child is there, you'll be talking and talking. The first child does not walk quickly because he's the only, all those stigma of first children. So when people say that, I give them example with my own son. I said, come, he was the only child in the house. He walked at the age of 6 months. All his development, he grew, everything was, before 1 year, he's grown everything. The last badge was his tooth. He just had two. But every other thing, before one, he stopped using Pampers, he stopped drinking milk, he just stopped. It's not as if there was a child in the house that he learned from. It's how you bring them up. So most times when you hear all these unhealthy arguments, is the way most people are brought up.
Yeah.
Fine. Was it Elder Adebenga that said up here that Leslie that talked about his tone being high? It's just the way, I think it's just is in our DNA that we want to be heard. And that is why our voice, our tonation just goes up. But then you now ask yourself, is that how you sound at work? You won't sound like that at work. So why do you sound like this in the house?
Good question.
Then you just be, you can talk to your husband anyhow. Do you talk to your pastor like that? You can kneel down and give offering, and do you kneel down and give your husband food? All those things, the things we do outside. That's why sometimes when people say mentor, it is not how long you've married though, it's how well.
Oh, okay.
It is how well, because there are people that I used
Sister,
to
and
look
I
up to.
think, oh, okay, it's Barrington. I thought it was Debbie. He said, sister, in a
Sister
different
Nana.
environment, so different roles, different expectations.
Of course, of course. I know, like back home, we don't have the bills that we pay here, but in as much as the bills are not here, we can balance things up. Even back home now, the ladies they don't want to be housewives anymore. The insult is too much. They want to go out and work. They are tired. It's boring. Every day, "Hey, you don't make my food." Yes, you've never seen a man that can nag like my sister's husband can nag. Even when you put earphone, even when you shut the door, he will come to the door and be talking and talking. They tire. He can nag for the queen. So and there are some women I've seen too. They can nag for the queen. Before I was on, a call came. I was trying to sort out unhealthy argument. This one say, this one no say. You ask question, you answer with insult. You do the. Well, are you guys not tired? And the man, any little thing, he will start calling the wife's father. I say, can you block can you block his number from your dad's phone? Do not give your father hypertension for no reason. What is all that? If you cannot sort out your issue as an adult, so is it my father that will sort it out for you? There was one time the mother called me and was talking. I say, Mama, these people that you are worried about, they are full-grown human beings. They have complete tooth in their mouth. So please, don't worry about them. They will be fine. There are some unhealthy things that we allow our parents to hear. You allow your wife to be calling your father and be reporting you. What is that? What nonsense is that? Why are you doing that? No, so now that you've reported to my dad, should he come and flog me? Or what? Why are you disturbing his peace? Do you want his BP to go up? You now transfer that unhealthy argument to my family. And people don't know boundaries. Me and you, they quarrel, they involve my parents. Are you well? Are you okay? Let's sort it out. Don't extend it. Stop all this transferred aggression. And then tomorrow you now start looking at my family as if they fell from a tree. Then it's your own that came from heaven. No, sometimes we open our wound to unnecessary healers. People that cannot even heal us, we are opening our wounds to them. And you now just bring unnecessary arguments. And then when you even think, so wetin cause this quarrel? Go to the root of this quarrel now. Hold water. So what is it? fine, it will come. But if we are all matured in handling it, okay, you are looking for your key. I know you took my key. How did you know? Now, if you come to me with such approach, I know you took my key, sounding like siren, I will get angry and give it back to you. What's up? Your shop? Huh? Your shop? Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. And then you start sounding like siren because that's the issue now. Hey, I know you took my key. Are you asking me a question or you are accusing me? Sometimes we throw questions. You should know your spouse. Some people can read meaning under every line, every words, and they will not misinterpret it. If you want to say, there's difference between good morning and good morning. Those are two different things.
One is pidgin, one is English.
The tonation, uncle. Good morning. So there are ways we sometimes we are the one that even bring out all these unnecessary arguments. It sometimes is not worth it. It's not worth the stress. You've gone out, you've had a whole busy day at work, you will now come to the house and start looking for what is not looking for you. They tire. They tire. Like while we were talking, I had to remind her, say, come, remember my son's dad, every time you pick phone, you call his family and be reporting. I say, and the family, they are the only ones that have the balls to call me. I say, do you think my own family don't know what is going on? Have they ever called you? They don't call you. It's not as if they cannot call you, but I don't give them that room to do that. I tell them, don't worry, we'll sort it out. But you now carry matter and go and be spreading outside. Okay, I remember one time, we traveled to Nigeria, and then he came back home. This is Denzel's dad. He came back home. He put the key in the door. The key did not open the door. Before he will even pull out the key, he has called his elder sister to say, I have changed the lock of the house without telling him. And I'm not around. I traveled. I say, So he did not call me. He now went to my neighbor's house and told my neighbor that I changed the lock. His friend called and said, this person said you have changed the lock. I say, how? I now called my neighbor. I say, please, can you go and help him open the door? My neighbor came, just put his key and opened the door. Do you know that he did not call his family to let them know that I did not change the lock? There you go. So sometimes, all these things, you see, little thing that wouldn't have exploded, if not that his friend called me to ask. I say, guy, why I go change door now? I dey Nigeria. Which time? If you want to call council, maybe you'll be there for them to open the door now. There are some things, some lies that people will tell you. Start believing the lie. Do you know? I was not seeing myself. Did I lock? Did I change the way they said? I was too convinced that I changed the lock.
Door key. No.
Yeah. No, all those things. And then when I came back, I said, Paul, why would you do that? You didn't even call me to ask me. You just started calling the whole. If not, I heard it in CNN. You said, which CNN? I said, you told your friend now. But why would you do that? Now, did you call your sister to tell her this? No, why would? I said, but that is not fair on my side. Because I did not do that. Sometimes some accusations people make, it really, those are the things that lead to unhealthy arguments.
Yeah.
And then here say, this one say, that one say, it leads to unhealthy arguments. This one now that I'm talking about, he sent voice note of nearly 25 minutes to her dad of 82 years old. Tell me wetin this man want do with all these voice notes. Why? Now the sister is calling me. That's why I just say she has to wait. Let me finish this. It's so I said, can you please block this man's number from daddy and mommy's phone, for crying out loud? If he cannot solve his problem, he should go and hug transformer. What's all that? Why are you disturbing these old people's peace?
Let's be coming down like this.
No, but sometimes we give room, unnecessary room for unnecessary nonsense. It's not healthy. If you want your parents to live long, if you call my parents for fine, don't our issue, don't pass boundaries. Let's sort it out. If you cannot sort it out, we will discuss the third party to bring. Don't just decide to bring. Yes, don't bring on. Someone say, but why did you tell this person? Why? Before I got married, I said, who can I call in case your brain shift or one of the screws no tight? Who I fit call? And me, this is the person you can call when my brain they shake. See who you go call, because it will really help. And as soon as I see that call, I'm like, they don't report me, because the person will never call me for anything. They don't, those are the kind of talks you need to talk. There are a lot of things you do before marriage. Like who was warning, if you're not ready for a healthy marriage, don't enter, because it will come. And then you now ask yourself, did I sign up for this? I remember 1 month, it was not even up to 1 month. Yeah, the heated argument we had. I was like, so is that it? Okay, you know what? I'm fed up. Then I asked myself, so soon. Never reach 1 month, you are fed up. You are not, you have to.
It's a journey that not even begun.
You have not even started, you are fed up. So there are a lot, it's just that people don't communicate before marriage. What they do is dating, eating out, thinking is all rosy. Guys, you need to talk deep. As in, talk deep. And then that's why marriage counseling is good. And you need to express, okay, when we're doing our own, there was something our marriage counselor talked about. And I said, no, I wasn't told. I did that. They didn't tell me that. Did you tell me? And then he was looking at me. I said, no, but you didn't tell me. I'm not going to lie. You did not tell me. And then that's when he started telling me. I said, no, tell me now. When we finish this call, bring the talk for table. And we talked about it. And then we need to talk about your finance. It's good to, when I asked him, I said, he said, you'll bring 70%. Mommy, I be table. So it depends on the kind of table you are bringing. If na a table you want bring, may we know. You don't tell me you're bringing 70%. That's not what I'm asking. What are you? What are the benefits? What beauty are you bringing into the marriage? I'm not talking about finance, because we are both working, and as long as we are both working, it's not, even my marriage counselor told him, it's not 50-50. It's not even 100, because I know you think, as a Nigerian man you need to pay this, you need the load you cannot carry, extend it and open up. Don't die in silence. I mean, sometimes I ask, so this month now, hope say your account not shake too much. The money where you send go home. I always ask to know, okay, the children, how much have you sent to them? Is it enough for them? This one, okay, don't worry, you sort this one, I will sort this one out. Or, okay, I'm going to Costco, I'll do, we talk. It might not sound very, it's not that rosy. We are not there yet, but we will get there. But if you don't communicate, unhealthy argument is bound to happen. Without stress, you will argue every day. You will sleep apart. You will go to different rooms, and even if you sleep on the same bed, you will leave the middle for the enemy to take care. If you don't communicate respectfully, your tonation, when you hear this one, calm down or go out. Take a stroll, like take a chill pill, like Elder Kenneth does. Go to your car and listen to music. Later, we'll talk. When they are snoring, you say, guy, G break. Come back, let's talk. Let's reason together. Because if we reason together, all this unhealthy argument will not end in divorce. This one, you're not taking one pin. Yeah, you that have breath, how much have you paid to the giver of that breath? Because you built one choncho house and won't drink water and drop cup. Come on, let's be matured in our communication. God bless you.
Thank you. Setting boundaries as well, especially when things escalate to a point where it seems like there's no way out. Unhealthy arguments, it will come, definitely. We've established that. But how do we handle it? You love that, Sandra. Thanks. Okay, I think there's some other conversations going on there. This AI that is helping me keeps bringing all sorts, but I think I'm just going to ignore it. Thank you, Susan, for sharing. I mean, real life.
I don't know why people like to change Susan to Sandra. I don't know how Susan and Sandra correlate. Baritone. Who is Sandra?
Maybe somebody else. maybe somebody else they're talking about. Okay.
You see, I knew it. I knew
You
it.
shall sue something, sa something, girl.
This Sana is SA.
Apologies. Maybe Baritone should go and wear his glasses so you
No,
see
it's
him properly.
typo error. That's all
Okay.
right.
Please sue him for that.
I'll
Susan will
find
sue
you.
Baritone.
Don't worry, I
I'll
will
be the
find you.
judge.
I have my judge here, Debbie. Bam, case closed.
Oh, okay, so all right. Thank you
Baritone, you're in
so
trouble.
yeah, I'm coming to Debbie Shan. I'm not sure who came in first. I think it's Shan. I think. Shan, good evening. How are you? Debbie will wait.
Hi, good evening. Good evening,
How are
everyone.
you? We missed you. I think you were not here on Monday, were you? Okay, she did, yeah.
I am in the Middle East, and for those of you who are informed about what is going on,
Oh
it's
yeah.
intense here, and I am in Lebanon. Actually, we got a warning 3 hours ago that they're going to be bombing some places. So I
Wow.
just don't know how we are, but we're just praying for God's intervention and protection. But where I'm at, I'm at school, and my school seemed to be a bit safe because I'm in the dormitory. But
Oh,
still, we can never tell. They might bomb a place near to my school, and then
oh
yeah.
my
But
goodness.
hopefully nothing happens. So
I
yeah.
think all of us here will just join our voices wherever we are to pray along. You know, the Lord will keep you and your loved ones safe because these things, only God knows. I don't know where this world is heading to be honest with you. But I pray that the Lord will continue to keep you safe wherever
Been
you
praying
are over there. Yeah, it's good to have
been
you
praying
all the same. Thanks for joining in.
for that. Yeah, but hopefully they will end. Yeah, thank you for at least having this conversation. I think just distract me, and I'm so sad that I missed last week. I mean
No, it's
Monday.
all right. It's all
At
right.
least this will kind of divert my mind from whatever is going on. Thank you.
At least we're glad to help in whichever little way. So thank you for joining in. Yes. So I don't know
So
if yeah, let's hear your views.
I think I joined. By the time I joined, I didn't get quite the question, or maybe the brief
So
of the topic.
the question we're talking about unhealthy arguments. I mean arguments will come and all of that, but when we argue, is it healthy or is it unhealthy? Is it promoting love? Is it promoting kindness? You know, all of those things. But when it's too much and is not dealt with adequately or effectively, it might lead to the break of that marriage. So the question now is, how can couples create a safe environment for communication even when they disagree? Because this disagreement will come whether we like it or not. But then how can we now create a safe environment so that we still communicate, despite the fact that we're not seeing eye to eye on this?
Um, I think as I commented earlier on that unhealthy conversation, I mean unhealthy arguments comes in or happens if both parties are trying to divert from the matter or the main thing that is the problem, or maybe something that got them into the argument. And most times one person want to just project either their interests or protect their interests. For example, someone can intentionally argue, and at the back of their mind, they know that I'm not even supposed to so much push this issue, but they're using that to hide themselves from taking the accountability. Yeah, they want to take accountability because they know if I overly argue about it, and something that I learned, and actually that is about me. If you tend to over argue with me, I'm going to give up. It's like I'm not going to keep arguing with you about the same thing overly. I'm going to give up and probably just let go of it and then tell you that you know what, it's okay. Let's first leave that for now. Let's just forget about it. Maybe let me just forgive you. Just make sure you don't do it next time. And such person, and again, I'm speaking from experience. I experienced that and I regretted. Just letting loose of an argument or maybe something that us into an argument, because honestly some people are going to guilt trip you, and
Yeah.
guilt tripping is what makes people be so much into the argument. And then it's very hard for a lot of us, especially women, to deal with guilt trip. Some biggest percentage we are going to even believe it, probably even 60-70% we are going to believe whatever they're saying, and maybe makes us think that okay, I contributed to this thing, maybe I need to first back up a little bit, maybe I let loose and I just don't overly argue about it, and yet the person just want to get away with it. That is how they kind of overly argue about the same thing. But again, besides someone pushing their interest or maybe just running away from accountability, unhealthy arguments comes when there has not been points of clarity, like, and again relates to communication. Some people, when they're communicating, instead of directly pointing out to what they're saying, maybe mentioning something, they just first want to come with jokes. They even want to use like very expensive jokes, and then you start hitting about that joke, and then they, first of all, they didn't tell you it's a joke, and then you start hitting up on them. That's only when they start telling you it's a joke and it is an expensive one. So how would you expect me to overly again suddenly tell myself, you know what, he was joking, he didn't mean it, and yet you said it, and when I first argued, maybe complained about it for like about a day, or even sometime you didn't rule it out as a joke, and then when you see that I've boiled a lot about it, then you start telling me it's a joke. I'm not going to leave that as a joke. We are going to talk about it, and and until you try to like unsay it or undo it. So it comes from expensive jokes, but people not being really direct with that communication, and people just throwing things just anyhowly without being careful about what they say or maybe what they talk to each other about. And then of course unmet expectations, if I may say. And like for example, Susan said that some people don't even mention what they want. First of all, it relates to the current dating era. A lot of people just get into dating, they don't even know what they want, they don't even know if they really need to be dating. Some of them don't even ask themselves, is this the right time for me to date? Do I need to fall in love right now? Am I ready to come with other consequences of being in relationship? They don't ask themselves all those. And then when aspects of argument sets into that relationship, they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to manage conflict. They don't know how to kind of resolve it healthily. And before you know it, that they're dumping themselves into unhealthy arguments that probably even something. And again, I've also been in this. I think I've also argued about something that actually wasn't even necessary, just something small. But as I mentioned from my experience, it comes from someone looking at something small as if it's just something to ignore. But again, how we communicate that issue, that problem matters a lot, because it might lead to something bigger that will even escalate to a conflict that can separate both of you from that relationship. So I think unhealthy arguments comes with people just trying to not be considerate to each other, but also trying to prioritize their own, like to run away from the argument, from from their inputs, like their contributions to that argument, but not being considerate and empathetic to each other. And communication, I think, is the biggest miscommunication, and yeah, late communication, like lack of prior communication and the detailed kind of communication, I think leads to unhealthy arguments.
Okay. Thank you, Shan. Very profound. I like the angle that you took us to, really very deep and profound. So for those in the dating scene, at least you've heard from someone, a colleague, or how do I call you now? Because like I say, I don't even know what is happening out there, but the bits I hear, I'm like, hey, the Lord will have to help this next generation in terms of going into a relationship and building a marriage. A lot has changed from back in the day when I was dating or courting and all of that. A lot has really changed. And I'm talking about, 2 decades now. A lot has changed. And I hope that, the people out there now looking for a husband, looking for a wife, are actually mentally ready, because there's a whole lot that people don't talk about or find out before they actually go into marriage. They're like, oh, all my friends are getting married, I want to get married. That it's a no idea to start with in the first place. Why do some people don't even know, just like Shan said, they don't even know why they want to get married. Idea to start with in the first place. Some are in the marriage and they are not what's the word, they're not equipped for it. Any little thing, oh my goodness. I've heard of cases where only 1 month into the marriage, they filed for divorce. I'm like, what's happened? So there's a whole lot that marriage entails, the good, the bad, the ugly. If you don't know how to handle it, you don't have the wisdom, and you're not ready to put in the effort, the work, please delay the marriage for some time until you sort yourself out, because if not, you'll be point fingers at one another. Even when you have prepared and all of that, all of these things we're talking about, they will still come. Arguments will still come. No matter how much in love you are with your spouse, you will argue, you will disagree. But then we're not looking at unhealthy arguments that breaks the heart, that speaks unkind words, and words are powerful, that is not empathetic, that is not compassionate. We're talking about a marriage relationship here. So we really need to be mindful. Some people don't even know that they're engaging in such. Perhaps insight will help them tonight, and then they can sit themselves down and actually intentionally talk about what's been happening so far and way forward, so that they can enjoy that marriage as God intended for all of us, really. So thank you, Shan. I think it's Debbie. Debbie, you're the last woman standing. Please, let's keep tapping. I don't know. I tried to type the thing and it refused. So I just put one English there. So pardon me, but please let's tap, 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 tap. And we don't want anybody to be dropped. We're nearly finishing. So Debbie, good evening. Last woman standing. So I want to hear your submissions, or we want to hear your submissions, and I'll bring my puzzle from Monday, which we did not get the answer at. Prince Olukayode, I don't know if you're there. If you're ready and you can speak before we finish. Thank you, Susan. Send an invite, so I'll bring you up and we can talk some more. So Debbie, what say you? This is what we're talking about. How couples can create a safe environment for communication, effective communication, even when there's a disagreement.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, every elders in the house. Shan, I miss you. Don't worry. You are in my prayers. You are under God's protection. Nothing will happen to you. That's the only person I'm missing.
Okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
As long as you meet somebody, it's fine.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Wahala.
You don't meet your match. Oh my
Anyways,
goodness.
we're talking about Mr. Barrington. Come to the box. Oh, we are talking about healthy arguments.
Yes,
Yeah.
so.
Please, what was the question again?
Hey, I will tell you. How can couples create a safe environment for communication even when they disagree.
How can they create a safe environment even when they disagree?
Mm.
Okay, this is a elders meeting. I believe
Meaning,
Mr. Leslie. I believe Mr. Leslie is praying for me. So whatever I say cannot be used against me in the court of law.
so help you God.
Amen.
Mm.
I believe when it comes to creating a safe environment,
Mm.
I don't believe that should be done when they have an argument.
Mm.
That is something that should be in the foundation of the
Mm.
marriage.
The relationship, yeah.
From the relation, oh God, they are praying for you. They are praying for you.
Never,
Don't worry.
never have taken light.
From the beginning of the relationship,
Mm.
it should be there. It shouldn't be something you now start creating. Because how did you get to the extent where we are now arguing? To the extent that I now insult your father, you insult my mother, because those are the kind of arguments I've heard amongst couple. And I'm like, wait, how now? One of you cannot carry their shirt and step out like me, Elder Kenneth and Elder Leslie. There's no how. See, no. There is something in Yoruba says that if you say you are together, you love each other for years, and you've not fight, you don't fight, you are still deceiving each other.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's how much I can translate it. That you are still deceiving each other, which is true. So there's no how you'll be together for long. You didn't grow up in the same home. Even the people that grew up from the same home, twins, they fight. So who are you to say you will not fight? But once argument starts getting to a stage where
Mhm.
we are now working against each other, I said something I can't remember. I said when marriage gets to a stage where it's now you against me, not we against the world.
Mhm.
It's not just the argument that is not healthy anymore. It means that home is not healthy anymore. Because when there is an argument, I believe number one, you are an adult, I am an adult,
Mhm.
which means there should be something in you that will tell you, okay, you are now
Debbie, are
overdoing it.
you cooking or what's up with all the bangings and
I'm not
the
cooking. I'm just getting
flashing?
myself for tomorrow. I'm getting myself ready for tomorrow gym.
Okay, I
So
thought
I'm
maybe you're
cooking
cooking so that people bring our dinner for us.
at this time of the day.
Yes, so some of us have not eaten.
Oh wow.
And we're still going to eat by the grace of God.
Oh wow. Let me pray for you. The Lord is your strength.
Hey, what selfish prayer? I need food, not prayer.
Give
Anyway,
us this day our daily bread.
amen.
What was I saying?
You
So
see?
I believe, I believe there should be an understanding
Mm.
individually that we are both adults. If there is something to discuss, we discuss it. Let's say it now leads to arguments. It shouldn't get to a stage where
It becomes.
we are hurting each other. I'm not talking even physically now. Some people, if they open their mouth and talk, oh my God, you
Mm.
prefer that they beat you.
No,
You
there's
prefer
none that is
that
good.
they beat you than what is coming out of their mouth.
Mm.
And this is not just a female or male problem.
Yeah.
It's something that can happen from both genders.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we want to do that to ourselves? Anyway, like I said,
It's true. Some people are verbally dangerous. Yeah.
I'm laughing at what Mr. Leslie wrote. Anyway, like I always say, today is for elders. So for the ones that are already married,
Mm.
listen to Elder Kenneth, Elder Leslie, Elder Benga. I've said it earlier. Relationship with, and I've said it. Even Lady Susan, I've said it. Listen to all of them. Don't listen to me. I don't know anything about marriage. For the people that are in the same group as me and Shan, let me warn you. Let your head be correct. Know who you are dealing with. Know their temper, how they react when there is an argument. Maybe there's somebody that once there is an argument, you will hear, is your mother said correct? Is something wrong with your father? You already know. Okay.
No.
You don't think that that's possible, yeah?
It is possible. I mean, I've heard worse even. So yeah, they will send you
What you
home.
are arguing about is not even up to that. It's just, I don't think argument is just something that we are disagreeing to agree. And we don't have to agree immediately.
Yeah.
We can leave it and come back to it.
Yes.
If from relationship, whoever you are with cannot have normal conversation, they cannot argue without violence, you should know that they need space. They still need to go through some lessons before they marry. But anyway, some people are Holy Spirits. They are Holy Spirit. They can try to change them, but I don't think there is anybody who can change anybody if the person is not ready to change.
Oh yeah. No.
So I believe if you know you are not ready for LD arguments, LD conversation, don't marry. I'm sorry. It's just the facts. Don't marry. Help the society. Don't add to our problem. We already have a lot going on. Don't add to it. Yes, don't marry. See, I get that married counselors, they need to make money, but at the same time, their mental health is very important too. Because some people, they are in front of the therapist, and even the therapist need therapists.
Of course, all counselors see counselors.
So imagine a therapist finish with a client, and the therapist now need immediate therapist.
Oh, some mothers do have them.
You would never be able to have reasonable conversation with them. You never be able to. It's just you are, and you marry.
Their mental health is important too, Leslie.
No, sir. Hey, okay.
It's not all about money, I'm telling you.
The mental
No.
health is important
I'm
too.
agreeing with her. I'm agreeing with her. I'm agreeing what she's saying.
Okay. Because some people there are some, I've had some kind of arguments in my life, and I'm like, where is the priest that tie you people together? Did they? I think apart from the blood test they do, maybe they miss it in some places. I think apart from brain test, everything they should do behavioral tests, all the tests that would tell you if that person is okay or not in the head, so that you know before you enter.
Whether it needs to be jump started
Because
or what.
you see this argument thing we are talking about, all of us are laughing, yeah. It has led some people to where they don't want to go.
Of course, we know. That's why we're talking about it, so it will
This
stop leading them.
this argument thing, and it's just little thing they're arguing about.
Yeah. And it becomes something else.
Whoever you are with, look, see before you agree to date them, follow them to the gathering where they are meeting their friends. Bring up a conversation, something that is not relatable, but you can relate to it, that you know it can happen to anybody's life. My sister, there are some behavior that is only the Holy Spirit that can change it. And even when it comes to the Holy Spirit, he says, I stand by the door and I knock. I stand by the door and I knock. Now when you open the door, the Holy Spirit go come, it can't change you.
Yeah.
So I would say, for the singles, try. See, it's not the length of relationship that, get to know this person before you even enter the relation, before your emotions and everything is attached to it. See them when they are arguing, especially about football. If it's a man, see them when they are arguing, especially about maybe Brazilian hair or something about women's talk, and see the way they react, the way they respond. You'll be able to understand who you are dealing with in a little way. Not, it might not be 100%, but at least you have an idea who you are dealing with. The problem with all of us now is we want to marry. We all want to marry. Of course, we all want to marry, but is it not better you choose it right, pick it right once and for all, than your peace of mind start questioning you? Not you questioning your peace of mind. Now your peace of mind questioning you. Argument is bound to happen in any kind of relationship. Any kind of relationship. Argument is bound to happen. We disagree to agree. That's normal. But when it's turning into something else, when it's becoming unhealthy, some people, when they finish talking to you, you will question your whole being. You will question your existence. And what you are arguing about, is you know, there is something Yoruba say, kilagbe kileju. Wetin we carry, wetin you throw.
Thank you for the translation.
I said they are praying for me.
Well done, Leslie. More grace to pray.
The prayer is actually working. Do you understand?
I feel it.
So some people are like that. So know who you are dealing with. If you know you cannot deal with it, hey, use the window, use the door, flush yourself out before you enter.
Yeah.
Because once you enter, it will be a lot of hard work for you to step out, even if you want to step out. Argument is beautiful. Sometimes we argue on normal thing. It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible. But when they argue, if it's we are talking about unhealthy ones, sir. If you don't become unhealthy,
kind words that attracted you now becomes harsh words or curses or things like that. I don't know.
exactly. The person that used to tell me you are the sugar in my tea now start telling me something else.
Thank you, relationship clinic.
I think just try to understand who. Thank you, relationship partner. Try to understand who you want to spend your life with.
Yeah.
Try to understand if you can cope, if you can handle it, if you need them to still grow.
Yeah.
If you still need them to work on themselves, you can say it with love. Oh, I like you.
Yeah, really.
You are God's creation, but there are some things I think you still need to work on.
Debbie, maybe you should answer Baritone's
But
statement.
when you were dating was campaign time, who the campaign? I'm talking about dating. I'm talking about people that are dating now, not after they marry. I'm saying before you marry.
Yeah, because this might happen or can happen when you're dating, unhealthy arguments as well.
There are some arguments that happens in relationship. It might be a simple thing. But I'm talking about look at the way the person handle it. They might pretend to handle it in not to show their full self, but there will be an orange light flashing to you that person is just pretending they can do worse. Somebody that you have normal argument with or out of play, they just raise their hand. If I slap you, forget about it. They will slap you.
It's just a matter of time.
They are only preparing your cheek. They are only preparing your cheek with love. So just try to understand. You don't get to know everybody, but at least you have an idea.
Yeah.
When Mr. Leslie said something about when
Yes.
he had arguments
How
with
are
his
you?
wife,
I see
I said
you.
exactly how
Mm,
exactly how.
mm.
There are some situations that you cannot agree immediately. You excuse each other for a
How are
while,
you? Say good evening.
take a break and come back, and then readdress it. But that anyway, I'm talking to the single. Sha, know before you enter. Argument is beautiful. It lets you get to know each other. It lets you get to understand each other's perspective of life, of any kind of situation. Maybe it's money or anything, whatever it is. It helps you to understand how the person view life, view finance, view marriage, view every part of life when you argue. But when it's becoming unhealthy, where the only point that must be solid is their own point,
Yeah.
you, whatever you say does not matter. You are only shouting. Yeah, there are some people like that.
Yeah.
It's only whatever they say that
Their
stands.
point of view is the thing. Always. They're always
Yes,
right.
yes. When it's becoming that,
Mm,
your opinion does not count.
mhm,
Your thoughts, your feelings is not put into consideration. They just say it, put you down. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. Doesn't matter whatever happened after that. Think very well before you enter that bus. Think very, very well before you enter that bus. The only thing I'm begging you is try not to enter, but if you enter, you need to ask Jesus Christ, because the thing is, our counselors, our pastors, they are all trying. Let them have life too. Because
thank you.
at the end of the day, before you even realize that you need prayers, a lot of damages have been done. So think it very well, think it through, look at it very well, understand them, then you can decide, okay, if you enter, then if anything now happen, you can go back to God and say you are a lawful captive. It won't be like dem deceive you.
Yeah.
It won't be like, it won't be, you know that you use your hand to choose it. Yes, sir, there are some people like that, so it's only their point of view that is correct. No other point of view is acceptable. It's only them, the only wise one, and na only God me I know say is the only wise one.
In fact.
They are the only one. You can't say anything against whatever they say. You can't have opinion where they are talking. No vex. Naturally, I don't even like arguments. So even either good or bad, once we are already raising our voice, I don't like. It's giving me headache. I don't like it. I can laugh, I can play, I can shout, but when it's talk, biko koyowo. No, you know comot money. Anything wey no comot money, wey at the end of the day I go lose my peace, I no dey do. So think it very well. For the ones that are married, are already there, I pray the Lord, he will be your strength, he will keep you, he will empower you. Lady Funmi is there to help you. Elder Leslie and Elder Kenneth is there to help you. They will keep you in their prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Debbie. Wow, interesting. I was thinking to myself, how am I going to end this now? This one that is Debbie that is finishing the contribution segment, so to say. But I just felt I'm going to go back to my conclusion for those who were not here. Debbie, I'm going to have to unmute you because it's kind of echoing back. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. I'm sure you didn't realize that. So, in my conclusion, I said arguments will occur in every marriage The question is not whether couples will disagree, but how will they handle that disagreement, which quite a number of us have said here. Unhealthy arguments can damage trust. It can create distance and even weaken the bond between partners. But when couples choose patience, humility, when they choose gentle speech, this thing I said earlier in my talk, that it's something you have to practice over time. It becomes a habit, it becomes a way of life, because some people, they don't have any iota of patience in them. They're good, they're good people, they're kind and all of that. Maybe it's just that patience, and that's why they're always going into this unhealthy arguments. But when couples choose to do this, to be patient, to have humility, gentle in speech, listening, forgiving, conflict may become an opportunity for growth instead of division. And that's just it. That's why we said you always have arguments, you always have conflicts, and all of these things was how we handle them. So I gave the portion, Proverbs 15:1. It says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. So we need to be mindful of our words. We need to choose words that would heal rather than harm, and attitude that protects the love that you share. Because if we're not intentional about these things, when unhealthy arguments occurs, we will just go at that tangent. And obviously, if care is not taken over time, these things, we know, when you keep hurting your spouse with your words because you're arguing all the time, it kind of erodes the emotional connection, the trust, and all of these things I've mentioned, and even more. So when communication reflects patience, some people need patience, grace, and respect, marriage becomes stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling. You know how to handle it. And trust me, there are levels of arguments that you would experience. And by the time, Elder Kenneth was sharing the first 5 years, certain kind of arguments is what they were having. He got tired. 5 years. Someone said, why would you have to wait 5 years? Because they were still enjoying it. Maybe, I don't know. But at some point, something will click here that this is not how I want to enjoy this marriage. And then even if it's one person that would come to their right senses and sit the other person down, they might not be in that space yet. So patience, and we have to be gracious with one another. Nobody's perfect. Today I might be the one that needs patience, and over time I might grow and have that patience, and then maybe it's your turn to have patience. So these things, God will help us, really. I don't even know what else to say. But we can live a healthy marriage life. We can live a fulfilling married life if we're ready to put in the work. Marriage is a lot of work, but if we put in the work, we're going to enjoy it. Honestly, you will not age anyhow. You'll be happy. You'll be joyful in your marriage. And of course, you're passing on good legacies to your children in terms of relationship as well. And mind you, it's just two of you, husband and wife. And for some, they have many children. Some may have 5, 6, even the one with one. You're passing on something to those children. And remember, if you look well, maybe one or two things, your attitude, your behavior, your spouse is always complaining about. Think back, look back to your parents' relationship. Perhaps you've picked some bad, behaviors from there, and your own is now times 2 of that, and you brought it into your relationship, and your spouse dare address it, and you just feel they're the one with the issue. Suck it up, deal with it. No, such will not bring anything positive. So we really need to be mindful of our words, how we treat one another with respect, and all of these things. Really, we have said a lot here. We've charged ourselves. It's now left for us to go think on this, reflect on them. Let's change our ways. Have a sit down with your spouse, find the right time. If you have to Instagram them, if you have to even YouTube them, whatever it is that would work, get communicating in a very healthy way so that you can deal with unhealthy arguments as effectively as possible, because they will come, trust me. So thank you all so much. I've been posting my riddle there. Leslie has been trying to answer them, or the puzzle rather, as a riddle. So don't overthink it. But I've been laughing there and responding to you. So I'm going to post it again. Let's see if we can get a winner today. Otherwise, I'll have to tell us the answer. Why did all the women in church ask Jesus for stilettos? You know, women are, come on, everybody know women with stiletto. What is men? Men is what? Koshu. I don't know what men wear these days, though, but they wear shoes to be with the Most High. Hey, what kind of high heel is that? Oh, Leslie, you're funny. Why did all the women, all of them, not one, all the women in church ask Jesus for stiletto to be with the Most High? No, let me even remember, because they heard he raised the lowly. Ah, okay. So stiletto that they will use to raise themselves because they wanted to save their souls. No, Shan. Very funny. My goodness. Very funny. Why did all the women in church ask Jesus for stilettos? We have less than 5 minutes to even answer this. Okay, let's take that likes to 2:30. Perhaps by the time we reach 2:30, we'll get an answer. If you know, you can tap it in there. Why did all the women in church ask Jesus for stilettos? Susan, you want to try? Because they wanted to get closer to heaven. Hallelujah. So I just remember the Tower of Babel now. So maybe the women were wearing heels to make them go higher. No, thank you. No, thank you, Shan, but no thanks. Oh, you two, you're laughing. They heard he raised the dead. He raised the dead using stiletto. I'm trying to understand you, Debbie. That's why they asked for stiletto, because they heard he raised the dead. So they don't go to the store to buy to save money. I'm helping you to make your... Please don't let me laugh. They want to be raised. No. Try. Leslie, I'm not saying anything from you again. Why did all the women in church ask Jesus for stilettos? Because something. They asked Jesus for stiletto because something. Susan, you're speaking. I can't hear you. Are you asking hobby? Maybe the men. If a man gets this one, it will be funny. Because men wear stilettos now. So actually, I take that back. Why did all the women in church ask Jesus for stiletto? Gone. We have 2 more minutes. Let's see. Any taker? Leslie, you've given up. Elder Kenneth. TJ, good evening. Because they heard he was a great healer. Still, you're close to it. Okay, so because they heard he was a great healer, that's why they asked for stiletto. Not quite. Almost there, but not quite. Because they asked healer. Okay. Yes, I get you, but your answer is not quite right. It's not quite so, because they heard he was a great healer. They heard, but why did all the women in church ask Jesus for stilettos? And you put healer. Okay, but it's still, there's something missing because they heard he is the way. Debbie, please, you can go and sleep now. It's okay. Thank you. Yeah, in a way, TJ, thank you so much for joining. It's been a while, but you're almost there, but not there, because that answer is not doing justice to the question as such. You're almost there. You're in the space somewhere, but you need to hit it home. So maybe you should try think about it a bit again. Thank you. I don't know, maybe if you want to come into the box, maybe whilst you're saying it might come out. I don't know. Or somebody can steal from you and get it right. Why did all the women in church ask Jesus for stilettos? I don't know now. Even TJ, if you come into the box, I'll just give you something because you tried, but I'll tell us the answer because 30 seconds more. Let me invite you. You have to get something because you at least you're the closest person to the answer. Are you there? Because he was a great healer. Yeah, he said that. I said no, not really. We all know he's a great healer, but there's a reason why all the women asked Jesus for stiletto. Are you there, TJ? Yes, okay. I can see
Yes, I
you.
am.
Okay. Because you're in my last box. Okay, I'm able to. I'll just give you the donut because you tried.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a while. You just abandoned me on the street of TikTok. Why now? Busyness of life, isn't it?
that's right.
Okay, I hope you're good. It's good to see you here.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
How's the family as well? I mean, whilst you're
Everything's
here.
going well.
Good. So maybe you want to explain, maybe, just maybe, if not, I'll tell us the right answer I was looking for. To be ahead, Leslie. Okay, no. Why did all the women in church ask Jesus for stilettos? Let me type it so you can see. TJ, I thought maybe you wanted to explain something. Perhaps you might get there eventually.
No, no.
Oh,
I think it was that. What I thought was because he's a healer, you can use that word interchangeably.
yes.
That was the reason.
The word is in there, but the way I will post the answer now, and you will understand. If it had come in that context, yeah. Let's see. Dash. Anybody's trying? I may have missed the thing there. So, okay, because we have to go, let me just post it. Oh, not this one. That's the answer. That's why I say you're very, very close there, but the context in which you've posted your answer is not quite. Why did all the women in church ask Jesus for stiletto? Because they needed to be healed. When you wear high heel, everybody kept saying heel, heel, heel. I'm like, okay, what about it? What are we doing with it? So because they needed to be healed, as in healed, that's why they asked for stiletto. Thank you. So you can see the difference in the way you answered it and to that one. So, but thank you for coming into that space altogether. Thank you so much. And to everyone, thank you so much to those who have dropped off. Debbie, thank you. Leslie, thank you. Kenneth, Chan, Susan, Maji, thank you so much. And TJ, thanks for stopping by before we round up. I see quite a number of people have been there, or some have actually left. Eseclick, I see you. Joel, MX, Rex. Thank you so much for being there. I see you. And Fab Fit Fashions, I see you. Baritone, he was here. Elder Adegbenga was here. Relationship Clinic was here as well. And quite a number of other people. To everyone, thank you so much for making Inside what it is. We are not going to give up. God has planned for us to have a good life, a good marriage. Let us, sit right and talk about things that is not making us enjoy that goodness of marriage or goodness in life. There's something we ought to be doing, we're not doing. So let's charge ourselves, as we always do on Insight, to reflect and change our ways. Sometimes this pride and ego, it does more harm than good. Sometimes pride and ego will not want us to change certain things about ourselves. But if we're bold enough, or if we're not, you can pray to God for God to give you that grace to do the needful, such that you keep enjoying the essence of your marriage relationship. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back on Monday by the grace of God. Remember, next Thursday we're not here. It's my church's convention. We'll not be here. I don't know if I'll be able to come live on those days, as in from the convention. But if I'm able to, I will. You might see me. But if I'm not, I will see you the upper Monday by the grace of God. Be good. Reflect on whatever you need to do. Violence is never the way. Unhealthy ways is never really the way. God helping us. I see you. Welfare to well. Thank you for joining. We're just rounding off. Good night, everybody. God bless you. And Shan, God will continue to protect you and your loved ones and everyone in your community over there. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you all. Have a lovely night rest. God bless you. Good night. We are meeting on Monday. I'll be here on Monday by the grace of God. But on Thursday next week, I think is the 12th. Yeah, I'm not going to be here on the 12th, which is a Thursday. And then we'll be back on Monday the... Oh, yeah, we'll be back on Monday the 16th, is it? 15 or 16? I don't know what the date is. But yeah, I'll post on my page for us to know we'll be meeting. But it's only the Thursday of the 12th that I'll not be here. Thank you all so much. I appreciate every single one. Thank you. God bless. Shine to the whole world. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, everyone. Let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for tapping. 8:13. Thank you. Gracias to you. Thank you. It's all around me. Thank you. Good night.